What is going on, everybody? It is episode 296 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett. I'm here with my co-host on this lovely Friday. Would you introduce yourself, please?
What is up, Crisis Actors? It's Mary. Yesterday, we teased that we would have a special guest, and he did make it to the studio. So introduce yourself, please.
Do I look right at the camera?
You look right at the camera.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, my name is BG Kumbi. The BG stands for Big Gangsta. I'm a YouTuber. I call myself the philosopher of comedy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't really think I'm that funny, to be honest. I just, I'm sort of just failing upwards at this point. Somehow I keep getting invited to these things and come on these shows with people.
It's because you're a white male.
That's exactly right.
That's why we invited you anyway.
But am I?
Well, there's the Pan-African flag there behind you. We changed the set just to give you some special treatment.
Well, if you did any research on me, which y'all obviously didn't, you would know that I'm one of the foremost POC comedians out there.
And we have another guest here that you brought with you.
Yeah, I brought my best friend Wilson. He's been part of the BG Kumbi show since the very beginning, since my very first videos. He's always been there. He does a lot of behind-the-scenes work. He's one of my editors. He's one of my...
He looks like he'd be better at editing than me, for sure.
Yeah. I'm the only one that can hear him talk, though, so...
That's
It's
too bad.
Is he going to have input on the things we're about to talk about today?
Yeah, if he says anything, I'll let y'all know.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Perhaps we'll put him back up on screen if he does have anything to say. All right, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. The Last of Us, the director for episode 3, has done an interview in which he lets everyone know that he was excited to trick the audience into watching a gay love story because they don't actually just want to tell good stories. They want to make it about their social engineering. So, of course, we're going to talk about that. Sarah Michelle Gellar has conveniently forgot that Buffy was popular 25 years ago, much to the shock of no one, given the current state of Hollywood and identity politics. Ethan Klein had the exact wrong answer. He's a what?
He's a goblin.
He's a goblin.
And he laughed at one of the streamers that got made into a spicy deepfake.
What does she mean by that?
What does Mary likes goblin? So what does goblin mean in this
Called
respect?
people gender goblins.
She likes goblin?
She likes using goblin as an insult.
He looks like a bridge troll. That's what I meant by
Oh, okay.
So we got that, and then The Sims 4 has decided to add a bunch of surgery and
where you can cut your tits off.
Perfect. That is the best way you could lead this today. So we got that. We got a bunch of other stuff. Before we get started, I want to ask you, please, could you like this video, leave a comment on this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and then at the bottom, right where you see it says Crisis Meter. I'm still getting good at doing this. Crisis Meter.
You're great at pointing.
Yeah, right there. If you donate, any super chat that goes there increases the Crisis Meter. If this is your first time doing so, when it gets to $100, we get to scare the crap out of Kumbi with the super chat screen today. Right? Are you excited about that?
Oh, I'm very excited.
He doesn't know about
very
this.
Excited.
He's very excited. So we're gonna do that.
I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, well, that's my favorite part is when people come here and they have no idea what's going on, and then you get to scare the crap out of them.
I wasn't briefed on any of this.
Yes. So we got that. Also, guys, we have a review for Knock at the Cabin that will go up live on timcast.com at 5 p.m. today. So as soon as this show is done, even if we go past 5 p.m., we ask you that you please go over to timcast.com and check out that review there.
Yes.
Me and Mary had some thoughts.
The whole thing was just a vile homophobic rant.
That's what it
kidding.
was. Yeah. We're not trolling at all. Yeah. So, all right, if you guys are ready, we will just get right into it because we have the poll up there right now, and I think people are wondering why
We're
the hell that's up
asking
there.
the hard-hitting question.
What is the question, Mary?
Do you want to try Baja Blast flavored hot sauce or the viral pink sauce? What would you try first?
Answer? You, Mary?
I would try the pink sauce.
Yeah, you'd
How
say
about you,
pink sauce?
Kumbi? Kumbi?
I would take the pink sauce, and I think the answer is rather obvious.
It's worse. No, I think I'm taking.
Why is the answer obvious?
Because it was made by a black woman, of course.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't
It's Black
know that.
History Month.
I didn't know that.
Oh, we already got money being thrown in the air.
Let them know. It was a TikTok chef, right, that invented the pink sauce.
Yeah, she is she's a black female TikTok creator. Beautiful woman, if you ask me. And it is Black History Month. I got the Project Pat shirt on.
Oh, that's
for Black
good.
History
That is
Month.
incredible.
Got the flag behind me. Just shouting out my fellow POCs.
That was my mistake. I forgot that it was Black History Month.
Perfect. So I'm going to be the
You
contrarian
did.
and just take the Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
I guess you're racist.
Must be. So that's me. We'll leave the poll up till the end of the show. See if anybody has anything else. We have cringe of the day, do we not, Mary?
We do. Yeah.
Tell everyone what it is.
I don't know if this is as cringe as it is just endearing to me, but millennials got to teach their grannies how to use the TV.
All right, let's give it a watch.
2x.
Perfect.
2x.
Now, all of these squares are their own individual apps. Hulu is its own app. Prime Video is its own app. Disney is its own app. They have nothing to
Sling
do with
gets
each
no
other,
love?
but they are all apps. We have Prime Video, and we also have Netflix. So I want you to go down and find Netflix now.
I did.
To be fair, that remote does
Okay.
suck.
So see this square right here? This is what's controlling the TV.
Oh, so I have to put that down.
It controls
on
the
Netflix.
TV.
So go down. Yep, go down.
And then
Boom.
push OK.
Then you're on Netflix. Click on it.
Put OK.
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful.
That was so
You're
much.
on Netflix.
Yay.
That was so much better than any time I've ever had to teach anyone about computers, which is always just an
When has
absolute,
that happened?
Like anytime you have to share, like when I'd have to show my mom how to use the internet, it would always end in a fight of some sort.
Or when you're trying to show me how to use Photoshop.
Yeah. Like with my mom, it's like you click on the box here and you wait for the screen for the tab for all of the text to get highlighted, then you can start typing. No, you don't need to type www first.
Yeah. Boomers, despite growing up in an age of technological innovation,
Right.
it's impossible for them to learn new technology now because all boomers actually have lead poisoning.
Oh,
They
why is that?
do?
They do?
They do
Before the
because
legislation on that.
yeah, they actually grew up in homes with lead paint and asbestos
Yeah.
and leaded gasoline in the atmosphere. So really anyone over the age of like 45, boomers,
Yeah.
they all have lead poisoning, which
That's-
explains so much about them.
And then the
Yeah.
fluoride
True,
in the
that's
water.
true, by the way. Yeah, and fluoride
So
in the water.
if you make fun of them, you're ableist.
Yep. And,
It's
and
ageist, actually.
Mary in the
Ageist.
chat is right. She says all remote controls are hard to use at first, no matter what your age. And the Roku remote in particular is not all that good.
Why?
And it's just not that great. And we could do a whole separate video on that lady trying to figure out how to use Amazon Prime Video's controls, because we all know how awful those are.
Yeah,
right.
they're ass.
Not everyone can be as easy to use as Hulu. Hulu is by far, anyway. I've been watching more Hulu lately. Far easier to use than all the other ones.
People were saying
Thank
they're
you.
going to give up Netflix for Hulu since Netflix announced this password sharing rule.
Yeah. Oh
Where-
yeah. That's a fantastic
Yeah.
point, Mary. That's.
It is a fantastic
That's a
point.
fantastic lead-in right
I
there.
know.
Yeah. Well, they deleted this. They deleted this post so they're doing password sharing, like where they're going to stop you from being able to share your password with anyone outside of the house.
Well, you have to put your login
Every
in every
30
31 days, or else you'll lose access to your account.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
But
somebody
then
said
they
it's like having
walked
a-
it back, so it's fine.
Somebody said it's like having a parole officer. It's like having a Netflix parole officer that checks. It's like a drug test for.
I think this is obviously discriminatory against women because women steal Netflix logins from men.
and
I think it's discriminatory against men because, well, married men especially, because we got women on the side, and if we at the side piece's house,
Are you married?
well, maybe one day.
he's saying the royal we.
When I find,
Okay, okay.
I'm just saying we as a whole, but we got side pieces, we got
Right.
side things, and
Yeah.
we at the side piece house and we can't log into the Netflix. I mean,
Right.
it's not going to be good,
Well, I was just reading a thing the other day that says like the meanest thing you can do is like as soon as you break up with someone, he's like, I immediately change my Netflix password so that she can't use my account. It's the equivalent to like walking out with like your TV if you were to leave the house after you broke up.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, he goes
Yeah.
home and he's
You
immediately
can't
changes the
dramatically throw a
passwords.
Netflix password over the balcony.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't do that. I mean, you can throw the TV, but that doesn't seem to work very well.
No.
It's not going to do much. But so it's like you go home and you immediately change the password so that no ex of yours can use that password in any way, shape, or form for the remainder of your relationship. Plus, it's one of the few things where like I have no problem with people using my Netflix, but make like a separate profile. Like, I don't care if you use it. I just don't want anybody messing up my recommendations
Yeah.
or my.
Or you're
like,
embarrassed of what you're watching.
No, mine's pretty normal. Maybe a little bit. I don't know what mine would be. I just remember when Luke was here, there was definitely like some like they were watching 90 Day Fiance, and I'm like, why is this on my TV? I don't want to watch 90 Day Fiance.
90 Day is good.
No.
You're blue pilled for that one.
I'm not watching. You watch any reality TV?
Maybe.
MILF Manor?
MILF Manor? No. I used to watch, what was it called? Hollywood. The 3-6
What?
Yeah.
Hollywood. The 3-6 Mafia reality TV show.
Have you heard of this?
Back when they were giving anybody a reality
Yeah,
TV
like
show.
Flava Flav. And,
Yeah.
And everyone. Like,
They're still giving anybody a
Project
reality
Pat was
show.
on there. Yeah.
Good times.
I mean, I haven't gotten one yet, so I'm
You
waiting
deserve
for my
one.
big break.
You do.
Eventually.
But you know,
deserve one.
I would know all about this Netflix password sharing with your exes and whatnot if I actually talk to women, but I don't.
It's always harder when you have to
Yeah.
actually talk to the women first.
Right.
Have you ever seen that video of the guy? He's like, it's like a girl. She's on her phone. She's sitting on a bench, and a guy walks up to her, and he goes, "I really like your shoes." And she looks down. She goes, "Oh, thank." And by the time she looks up, he's already going to his friend, like, "I did it! I talked to her." And he's like high fiving when they're hugging, like in the background. She's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. When you ask women for hugs and stuff, they really like that.
I've
Yeah.
heard that.
Especially if you were to like wear my hug at.
Yeah.
Preferably if you don't know them, you just walk up to random women and ask
Yeah.
them for hugs. They think that's completely normal.
Personally, I just get down on my knees and start screaming at them, and like it always works. They love that.
That's not
Yeah.
it's not needy at all.
It shows that you'll do anything for them. You'll really act out to get them. You know.
There's that great like Toxic Kings one where he's like, anytime my girl has a dream, the girl has the irrational dream where she's like, "You cheated on me." He's like, "I immediately go cheat on her because I make all my girls' dreams come true."
Meanwhile, I'm just dreaming about Michael Jackson.
So what happened in that again? That was the first time you've ever talked about a dream you've had.
No, it's not the first time I've talked about it. Like, remember
I had
when
a dream.
had like a nightmare about going shopping, but there was nothing to buy.
Never mind. You're right.
There was
You're
nothing
right.
good to
Women.
buy.
There's nothing to buy in 21st century America. Oh my
It
God.
was so scary
It's
and
so
stressful.
scary. What am
Every
I going to
woman's
do?
worst nightmare.
Exactly.
And the Michael Jackson dream was just him complimenting me on my outfit. I was
Well,
very flattered.
That is a very scary thing to have happen, depending on what you believe happened with Michael Jackson.
it
That's
was it was
gateway.
a dimly lit room. I didn't see him that well.
Did you have on like one white glove, and that was the thing? Like you liked your glove?
I don't think so. I don't remember what I was wearing.
He had on the one white glove, but it was like one of the elastic gloves at the doctor's.
That's way scarier.
And then he held the finger up and twisted it like that.
That's
then
way scarier.
And then the dream ended.
No.
You want to know why the dream ended before he touched you?
Why?
Because Michael Jackson never touched anyone. He didn't do it.
Yep. There's a great hey, have you seen the Razor Fist videos?
I've seen the Razor Fist videos.
In defense of Michael
I don't
Jackson?
know.
You don't agree?
I've seen the Razor Fist videos, but only his glam metal videos because I love glam metal.
He has a really good one that just came out today about like the death of the comic industry too, because he did one in 2020, and he's like, it's just dying even more slowly. But he was talking about what happened.
As in comic books or
The-
comics like comedians?
No, comic books.
Okay,
Like he's talking
'cause
about
both are dying, yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's talking about the comic book medium, but he was doing it in relation to all the DC announcements that are coming out right now. So he's talking about the firing of Dan DiDio and all that stuff. So all right, if you guys are ready, we will just get right into it. Mary, are we ready?
We're ready.
Come here, we're ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay.
I was born ready.
Wilson, I'll take that silence for assent.
Yeah.
That'll
whenever
get you in trouble.
he said he's ready. Whenever he talks, I'll let y'all know.
All right, perfect. All right, we're doing it. All right, so it says, The Last of Us director says he wanted to trick viewers into watching episode 3's gay romance. Do you see anything wrong with that right off the bat, Mary?
You know why this pisses me off?
Why?
Because when we originally talked about this, and I said, look, this entire episode's content was not in the game, people want to be contrarian and they want to be intellectually dishonest and comment, no, it was literally in the game. It was literally in the game that Bill was gay.
Nope.
Yes, the implication that he was gay was in the game. None of the content of episode 3 was in the game, and that's all I was pointing out.
The funny thing is, between this and then a lot of the undertones that became overtones in the movie we watched last night, which is called Knock at the Cabin, subtlety is dead in a lot of these industries. It's funny too, because like long before wokeism, Hollywood already had a problem with with not being able to do show don't tell. They would always have to tell. So long before they had to shove a message down your throat, they didn't know how to train the audience, or they assumed the audience was so dumb that they would have to show you a flashback rather than just assuming you remember the scene from prior in this. The CSIs were notorious for this. Like, they have to show you 1,000 flashbacks of like a guy committing a crime because they're like, what if the audience is too stupid to know what's going on? So it does kind of speak to the idea that they really just think the audience is dumb, but I don't think that's what this is here.
It's not even just that they're making something that was explicit in the show.
Yeah.
They changed it completely.
Yeah.
They changed Frank's cause of death from suicide to cancer.
Yep.
They made them actually love each other when in the game Frank hated Bill.
Yep.
And said so. And I mean, Bill didn't even seem to mourn Frank's death. He just said F him. Do
you remember when and the other thing about it is like all the comments that I was reading on Twitter were people basically like saying, take that, straight people, as if like straight people have a problem with gay romance.
They just want to be like, they want to be resistance and subversion so bad when absolutely no one cares. You didn't trick the gamers because the gamers already knew about this. You didn't really trick or own normies because normies don't care. Like a normie watching the show has no problem with them showing this. One, because they don't know Bill's backstory. Two, because they do not realize the agenda that's going on in Hollywood. So you're not tricking them. Who are you tricking?
I personally liked it. I love
me and you are like the only ones around here that liked it. Like I thought it was melodramatic.
I love gay romances though. Like
we already knew that about you.
Yeah. As a DL brother myself, like I've always been in the gay romance genre. And Brokeback Mountain, I was actually inspired to watch that when my dad told me that he enjoyed the film, and it was a very beautiful, touching story, especially, because I am a country boy. I identified with them very much. That you got to live in secret with a lot of things,
all the people. It seemed like nobody was allowed to have nuanced takes about this, about any of it. Like I tried my best to have the nuanced take. Because if you do anything but
tweet, I'm bawling my eyes out, that was so beautiful and touching and heartbreaking,
is dead.
Yes.
Then you're a homophobe.
Yeah.
And now they finally just admitted that this was not in the game, which we already knew, but now they've said it. And I feel vindicated. Yeah. So he said his name is Peter. I don't want to say it.
Peter Thiel.
Is it just Hoare?
I think it's Hoare.
I
don't know if it's pronounced. It's H-O-A-R.
His name is Peter Hoare, and he directed this episode. And he said, I just didn't want to let anybody down. And of course, there was a huge relationship between the two men. There wasn't a huge relationship between them. And then he said, I knew that we had gotten onto a completely different plot than the game, but I kind of just went with it and no one stopped me.
Yeah.
So he said, I forgot that we were in a completely different scenario to the game and I just went with it. I never worried that it was different. Neil Druckmann was the first person that said to the world, I'm not sure that the fans will like episode 3 because it's very different. And I was like, oh no, don't say that, Neil.
The thing about this is kind of like what we were talking about the other day when we were talking about Disney Star Wars Celebration, and the lady who was talking about, like, I added as much queerness to every scene as possible and nobody stopped me. I'm like, you know that why, right? Because you will be immediately called names and held to this insane standard of bigotry if you say, hey, maybe we don't need to include every element of this. Hey, maybe we could be a little bit more subtle. You're automatically a bigot, therefore I can't believe nobody stopped me. That's shocking.
Okay, so wait. Back up just a second.
Yeah.
Their whole reasoning for doing this is because no one's stopping them?
Basically the director here of this said that the showrunner didn't stop them.
That is so freaking based. He's doing it just because no one's stopping him. That's
kind of
amazing.
A Chad move, honestly.
I mean,
no, there was a meme in the thing that says the director of this episode, and it was the Chad meme. So that's actually true.
I mean, they
actually believe that.
That's freaking based. That's what I've always done, Whenever I did stand-up shows, I just stayed up there until they had to literally drag me off the stage.
Yeah.
When I was acting out in school, they had to drag me out the classroom.
That's a good analogy, actually.
Yeah. I mean, it's freaking based. Sorry, go ahead.
So
it's your show.
The director says middle-aged men falling in love. We don't get that a lot on TV. So my question for that is,
one time is too many.
I said
one time is too many times.
In a 9-episode show in which these are not the main characters, how is that relevant or necessary? That's what I'm saying.
Well, the answer is that it's not unless you're looking to make a social impact. And what he said is, he is essentially picturing some like redneck homophobe living in a trailer park somewhere watching this and being like, love is love after all.
Yeah.
And like crying about it.
If there's a
Personally-
22 episode season, you have time to do something like that. When you only have 9 episodes and these aren't your main characters, that makes no
Well,
sense.
no, he's already planning to wait until they make the next season that is based on the second game to take Abby, the character that everyone hated from the second game, Joel's murderer, and run wild with that character as well.
Best thing they could do is get Mindy Kaling to play Abby.
Right, because nothing matters anymore.
That's a
Nothing
good
matters.
idea.
He referred to the character as like, what did he say? There's another fantastic character that comes into the second game. I don't know whether they'll do 2 storylines or they'll do storyline A one season, storyline B as another. He wants to take over the season that covers Abby's half of the story.
I don't doubt it.
But Mary, personally though, I was one of those rednecks in the trailer park,
You are
down on the bayou, watching this show, and I was
in a van
de-radicalized.
by the river.
But I was de-radicalized from stuff like this. I was radicalized in my youth to hate gay people and so many other marginalized groups.
Who radicalized you to be hateful?
So many people. Chris Raygun, Thunderfoot, The Amazing
yeah.
Atheist, Tim Pool, a little bit, but actually cut that out.
We will. Don't
I
I was radicalized by so many people, and after I sat down and watched Brokeback Mountain with my dad, I knew that gay people were just like me,
And then
and
you
it was
decided
okay to
to-
be gay.
Do you think that Knock at the Cabin accomplished the same thing?
I actually-
De-radicalized people?
Well, I actually fell asleep during most of that movie, so I can't.
Yeah.
I was exhausted yesterday. We all went to the movies together. It was cool.
Well,
Finally getting invited
you could
to
have
things.
said no, but you were like, no, I just want to be included.
No, I had to go. I had to be included. Yeah, I didn't want to miss out.
In the chat, so he says, I don't think the actress for Ellie can carry a season. It will be.
No.
I think what they'll end up doing is they'll drag it out and they won't kill off Joel until later. I don't think
They better give Joel at least a second season.
Oh, everyone here knows this. We've already spoiled that.
What's the actor's
It's
name?
the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah,
They
the cat's
killed
out of
Joel
the bag.
off.
In the games, and I don't think that. So what were you gonna say?
What was the name? What's the name of the actor that plays Ellie? I forget her name.
Bella Ramsey.
Bella Ramsey. Yeah, I like her physiognomy. It's very
For physiognomy.
it's very old school royalty. You know, it reminds me of the Habsburgs, but more
Inbred.
attractive. But more attractive. It's very blue
Inbred but attractive.
blood royal physiognomy. Yeah. It's very ancient
Can't
European.
say I agree.
I don't agree.
Yeah.
Ancient European.
But I do believe that she's going to have a very hard time leading the show once they get rid of Joel. Thoughts?
Wait, Joel dies?
Well, I mean, I don't
Dude, I didn't get through the
understand-
game yet.
I don't know how they're going to even do that because there's such a big time jump between the first and the second. Ellie goes
Yeah.
from being a child to an adult. And
They
you
might.
can't-
Well, it might take that much time before season 2 gets made.
Maybe.
Yeah. It might just take a long time, and she'll be older. I don't know how old she is now.
With
15
an
or 16.
opening like this, compared to an
Wait.
opening like The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Like, no.
There's a time skip in the games too.
From the first to the second.
Oh, they just stole that from Ocarina of Time. Whenever you pull the Master Sword out and you go forward 7 years, they're just stealing things now, straight up.
Yeah.
There's never been a
Shameless.
time jump at any other time in cinema or games. It's the first time.
I don't consume a lot of media personally. I mean, I'm ignorant to this stuff.
Yeah.
Anything y'all tell me on this show, I'm learning it for the first time.
That's if you liked Brokeback Mountain, you'll love episode 3 of The Last of Us.
I'll check it out as soon as I finish playing them games.
He's just like looking over here. He like turns off the show and just goes and plays the game.
Yeah, I'm walking out
well,
right
you might
now.
you might play the game and think there's not enough gayness.
I'm gonna go through a little bit of the. I want to go
point.
through some of the Twitter posts here. So it says.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know, right? It says, let's go down here. Karuga says, I stopped watching because of this reason. Some of us are straight men. I didn't like that one either. I was like,
Some of us are straight men?
Like that was like the
What?
one guy who pushed back, and then everybody else was complaining. It says 100%. You'll miss some really good performances and compelling TV, but you're missing nothing important to build on episodes 1 and 2. That's the number one
Except
thing.
for the
here.
last 5 minutes.
It didn't matter, right? Like it didn't matter, and what the director said proves that he doesn't care about the story or world building. It also kind of speaks to the failure of the showrunner, because if they didn't stop him, he should have at least imparted. There should have been more of Ellie and Joel in the episode.
Remember the last part of Knock at the Cabin where they're in the car together?
Yeah,
I do
And
remember
they do
that
the
part.
same thing of Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal at the end of episode 3. It's equally as ineffectual
yeah.
at convincing me anything in their dynamic changed.
Yeah, that was the hardest part of that movie. Was at the end of the movie, they kind of had this swelling portion where you're supposed to feel like they've really come to this great conclusion afterwards, and it doesn't feel like it does that. So it is what it is. We got some super chats. Let's go do that.
Yes. The Kino Corner said, Kumbi ain't gay, but $2 is $2.
The Kino Corner, what's up, man? Everyone go follow him. He's a good friend of mine.
All right.
But he's right, though. Money's money at the end of the day, and since we live under a capitalist society, you got to do anything to make money, you know?
Yeah. It's late stage capitalism.
Late stage capitalism, exactly right.
Yesh said, good googly moogly, that fang is juicy.
Good googly moogly, that thing is juicy. That's a Project Pat line, but since you two are white as a cracker, you know, I didn't expect y'all to know that one.
Never listened to a rap song in my entire life.
Shout out Project Pat.
Philip Allen McCracken said, pink sauce, I'd rather throw up Baja Blast than the pink stuff. The greatest movie that you can only watch once a year is Excalibur. It's 2 hours long and has everything you could want in a movie.
Short movies are important. That's the number one thing that we need to get back to. We don't need every movie to be 2 hours and 30 minutes long.
Excalibur is an excellent movie, but put me in a room with that guy for 5 minutes, he'll be throwing up pink stuff. It won't be sauce. But Brett, interesting that you bring that up. So before, there's this movie called Birth of a Nation. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's one of the most racist movies
That's a deep
ever
cut
made.
in pop culture.
That is a very deep cut.
Well, it's not exactly pop culture. It's more like 100 years old culture. But it's funny you bring up movie lengths because The Birth of a Nation actually kind of standardized movie lengths for the rest of the film industry for the next 100 years. Because before Birth of a Nation, movies just ran however long they wanted to, right? Yeah. And Birth of a Nation kind of standardized that 2 hour format.
It's interesting.
So really, we should be grateful.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's rooted in racism. Everything is rooted in racism, even 2 hour long movies.
Well, also a big thing of it for Hollywood, on top of the racism is capitalism, because they make the movie shorter.
Capitalism.
So that they can fit more show times into a day so they can make more money. So
that is true as well.
It's really true that the entirety of the film industry is built on racism and capitalism, much like America. Much like America. Very true. Very true.
R.S. Degurchaff said, more entertained by the creative names people come up with for hot sauces than the sauce itself. Happy Friday.
Yeah, that's kind of, I'm kind of against that. I get really annoyed when people give their IPAs really annoying names.
Man, everything is so dumb and sexualized nowadays and so gross and vulgar. It's like, singe your booty hole butt sauce.
It is basically.
Well, they do that to makeup too. Like,
you go to a restaurant.
I see like makeup compacts that are like orgasm blush and like.
You go to a restaurant.
Deep throat lipstick.
You go to a restaurant and you got to tell the waitress.
Where's this one? Purely for research purposes. Go to your
local Sephora.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. You want to go after this and get some deep throat blush, or what was it? Deep throat red lipstick.
I think they're blush or lipstick. But yeah, they all have weird sexual names.
Like I was saying, like you go to a restaurant, you sit down, your attractive 22-year-old waitress comes up, and you got to tell her you want the Rudy Tooty slut burger.
Wait, wasn't that a real thing at like IHOP or somewhere recently?
At IHOP, it was the fresh and fruity. It was the fresh and fruity breakfast or whatever.
No, it's more than that. It was like, I have to look it up now. It was like
I don't know.
The fruitin' tootin' something or other.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was.
But still, these names are just ridiculous.
Can I get the Big Daddy burger?
In the chat,
Big Daddy
Unknown says
throat
goat red.
Throat goat red.
No.
Like it's kind of the joke. It's like who has the greatest job in the world is the person who gets to name everything. So there is just some edgelord at Sephora who gets to sit there and name everything. Who's just like, what crappy paperback romance novel did I read this week, and how can I incorporate sexual themes into the name?
Paperback romance novel. Joshua French said Gen X is 1967 and younger. I thought it was 1963 and younger. Boomers are older than that. I am Gen X, born in 1976, and my generation are highly adaptable to tech.
I'll get you a bag later.
Yeah,
Gen
thanks.
X is definitely
Thanks.
better about it than boomers.
Yeah, look, like Gen X is great. Like I'm a stan for Gen X, and I'm kind of like I'm self-hating. Like I'm kind of like the typical white liberal in that I'm self-hating against millennials who all blame boomers for everything.
Are you Gen X?
No, I'm a
How old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, yeah. I'm 25.
But yeah, so
Just had
like
to throw that out there.
like so
Are
for
you a Zoomer then?
Young brother from the West Side. Yeah, I
A
consider.
Zillennial?
Well, the thing is, I don't fit in with other Zoomers because I'm right at the cutoff point.
I was born in the wrong generation. I think
1997.
Yeah.
I'm on the cutoff point, so
Yeah.
I do have all the hallmarks of your typical Zoomer, though. ADHD,
phone
weird,
addiction.
yeah, phone addiction,
addiction?
weird sexual tendencies, but I won't get into that on this show.
Thank you.
In
You're
the
welcome.
weird, but it's even worse. Is like it's like Gen Z boys who have the weird sexual tendencies, but none of the outlet because they're not getting laid.
That is a good point.
Yes.
On the
Incels, they call them. I've heard.
on the flight here, don't use that word, Brett. You want to know why?
Why?
Because incel's my word.
Well, unfortunately, I say take that.
Incel-
I say take that, you incels, all the time.
Incel means internet celebrity. It does not mean involuntary celibate. I am taking the word
You're
back.
taking it back?
Yes, I am taking it back and I'm reappropriating it.
Well, then me and you are going to battle because I say take that, you incels, all the time.
I'm reappropriating it just like how gay people reappropriated queer from school bullies. Do you all have to censor that?
We don't have to censor.
Queer.
Okay, cool.
No, because
Not
they've
anymore.
made
It's been
no, 'cause
reclaimed.
Yeah,
they've
it's been
reclaimed that
reclaimed.
word, and that's
It has
it's,
been
no, it's
reclaimed.
weird too about that word because you'll still talk to people who don't realize it's been reclaimed and think it's a slur because it is.
Yeah.
but
It's also a verb
But
now.
in academia, it's a verb.
You can queer things.
Yeah, you can. It's the queering of society.
In my neck of the woods, though, we didn't call, well, not we, because I never did. Sorry. Don't want to imply anything here. But, people from my neck of the woods use the word queer, but it was never as a slur. It was always just to mean weird,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's go one more and then we'll move on.
All right. Dumbledore said, dream infidelity is the best. Her, you cheated on me in my dream. Me, that's so sweet. You dream about me being happy? Me too. That is all.
Look, it's one of the many irrational things that women do. They have a dream and then they take it out on you.
Yep. I call women the meme gender. I call them women.
So true, King.
Speaking of irrational women, let's talk about Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, good segue.
Thank you. So Sarah Michelle Gellar claims that female-led Marvel films face heavy criticism because audiences only want male superheroes.
Is she only talking about Captain Marvel right now?
I-
What are
I-
the other female-led ones?
Well,
I guess
Black
Wakanda
Widow.
Forever.
Black Widow. But
Black
people,
Widow-
But people like Black Widow as a character. They just didn't like the movie
was
because the
meh.
movie sucked.
What about Wakanda Forever? People loved Wakanda
Yeah,
Forever.
but Wakanda Forever. But Wakanda
More like
Forever.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, am I right? But Wakanda Forever falls into the category of being Black Panther, and Black Panther was not originally led. It's like it's not grandfathered in. It's
I
like
thought they loved when women appropriated characters that were originally
they
men.
do love that too. So the first thing that I think of course, is that Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out literally when you were born. In 1997, Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out. Think about this.
No.
Women were powerful and in the media in 1997 and earlier. Obviously, the example everyone gives is Ripley from Alien and everything like that. But in this case, we have Joss Whedon, being a horrible person but writing fantastic female characters 25 years ago, and it is a superhero in almost every respect of the word. So how is it that we have gone backwards?
I think she's just rewriting the history of her own role. And maybe now it's remembered as more of a female-led and then female-loved franchise when it really was universally popular.
One thing that I thought about, well, first of all, I looked up the demographics, and I think they said it did skew female. There it is.
Thank you.
It's a crisis party.
What's that mean? What's happening?
It means we got a crisis party. What about it?
Means a certain amount has been donated. Over
All right.
$100 triggers a crisis party. That's what the crisis
All right,
meter
let's
is
go.
for.
More
At the
money for
bottom
me.
of the screen. Yeah, you're going to get tons of money today.
Guys, did you know that our guests win the money at the end?
They keep all the money when they go home.
I think that was sarcasm.
But one of the funny things about it is that what I realized is that it did skew female for Buffy, but I realized that back then they didn't really target gender as much. They targeted age demographic. So you didn't
Which
target.
makes sense.
You targeted 18. You didn't target women. You targeted 18 to 34-year-olds or 18 to 49-year-olds. You could say that they targeted 18 to 49-year-old men, but a lot of it is that in advertising circles, the idea is that women tend to be in charge of the money of the household, so you always advertise towards women. So even if it's a show for men, you still need to advertise towards women because the women are the ones that control how money is spent in a household, or at least that's what the old school version of marketing would tell us.
I just want to read out this humble brag that Sarah Michelle Gellar dropped in this interview first. She said, interests change. When you're mid to late 30s in this business and you look young like I do, you're not getting the meaty wife or mother roles because you don't look old enough.
They were complaining about this
But you're too old for
recently.
the ingenue role. It's a weird position to be in. I know that must be really hard for you to be in your late 30s and
Still
look
really
so
hot.
freaking young that you just can't get any roles.
Dude, she was also then the
She
same
looking
thing
mid
happens.
to me. No cap.
Then a lot of other women. Then you get women complaining that they only get the mother roles,
Right.
and they complain about that. And that's
So we can't
somehow,
win once again.
That's ageism. If it's not ageism, it's sexism. If it's not sexism, it's bigotry. If it's not that, it's this. You can never win.
That's why they're called women.
And
They're
the
the meme
number
gender.
one thing for this is what they don't realize is that they don't market women's superhero movies as superhero movies. They market women's superhero movies as women superhero
Sorry,
movies.
someone just added in chat. It was the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
That's what I
That was
said.
the-
Yeah.
No, you left out the Rudy Tooty part.
No, I
You said it
didn't.
was the Fresh and
Rudy
Fruity.
Tooty, fresh and fruity.
So think of it like this. When a white male superhero movie does well, it does well because the movie's good, not because he's white. When it fails because the movie is bad. When a female superhero movie does well, they say it's because she's a woman. When it fails, they say it's because she's a woman. They never when a guy fails, he has to fail on his own merits.
Or maybe because people are tired of seeing
That's what I'm
white,
saying.
straight, cis males on screen.
I know I am.
When a female superhero movie fails, it's because it's a woman and everyone just doesn't like woman.
or
like
maybe
women.
they just don't like Brie Larson.
That movie did well. That movie made $1 billion. The problem is they couched it right between Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, so they made it seem like you had to go see that movie if you wanted to understand what was going on. So that was,
So
and a lot of
stupid.
people think that that there was like funny business that went on with tickets.
What funny business?
It's that they think that Disney was like buying tickets because like they would go to theaters that said they were sold out and there was like nobody in there.
What
Yeah.
would be even the point other than defrauding investors?
That's not even a conspiracy theory, though. Just look up Hollywood accounting.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you know
It's
much
all
about
real.
that?
Do I know much about it? Maybe a little
Possibly.
bit.
Go on.
I'm just saying, look up Hollywood accounting. It's true. These
Yeah.
movies
Funny business.
can make $1 billion, and the studios will still claim losses on it somehow.
That's why we call it the post-profit age.
It is the
Yeah.
post-profit era.
Okay, so here's what she said. Genre is where women can really succeed and hold an audience. Every time a Marvel movie tries to do a female cast, it gets torn apart. Audiences aren't as accepting. There's still a mentality of the male superhero, a very backwards way of thinking.
That they just pretend that Wonder Woman, the original Wonder Woman movie, didn't exist. They're just pretending that all of the female superheroes that have done well don't exist. It's an excuse that it's unprovable because it's a broad statement, which is very annoying.
I mean, maybe she just thinks that audiences are unfriendly to women because Joss Whedon is unfriendly to women.
I think it's really just that back when Buffy was good, it was just a good TV show. It had nothing to do with her being a woman.
Didn't another one of the stars on Buffy say that she was like, it was like an extremely toxic male environment? or
Charisma
something?
Carpenter said that. So did Michelle Trachtenberg. Michelle Trachtenberg was like 16, wasn't allowed to be alone with like Joss Whedon in the back room. The other funny thing about it
It's
is
Hollywood. I wouldn't let a kid alone in it with anybody in that industry. You know what I'm saying?
shouldn't be they shouldn't be able to be like kid actors anyways. I'm getting closer to that every day. Too many
Nah.
bad things happen. Like maybe we should just stop it.
No, I disagree. Because every once in a while you get a golden performance like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone.
Or like
And
Belly
all-
Ramsey
yep.
and
And all
Last
the
of Us.
all
No,
the
she's
abused
actually in
kids
the
was
film.
worth it.
I'm obviously being hyperbolic in this case. So
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am. So
Sarcasm's dead.
Sarah Michelle Gellar grows up in a time where they just make a good TV show. She excels in that show. She has an amazing career. Cruel Intentions and I Know What You Did Last Summer all came out within like 2 years of each other.
Never gonna watch Cruel Intentions.
You should watch Cruel Intentions. It's right up your alley.
No, it's not.
And then beyond that, we have her in Buffy for like nearly a decade, and nobody says word one about it being because she's a woman. They just like the show.
Right. Well, it's an example of pulling up the ladder behind you so that other people can't succeed on the same terms.
Yep, crabs in a bucket.
And with her comments, it kind of speaks to the notion that professionalism and gratitude is dead in Hollywood. I don't think
call it showmanship, statesmanship of some kind.
They don't understand that her saying like, "Look, I had a very fortunate career, and the fans blessed me with the opportunities I have." Like endears you to like middle America and people that have to work for a living.
You know what else is annoying? They act like after Buffy happened, there were no queer shows, and that's why they make all of these statements about like Warrior Nun, for instance, or First Kill, or any of these different shows. They act like it's the first time Hollywood has ever shown like women on screen.
Yeah, Mary, speaking of that, before we change topics off Buffy, I was never a Buffy fan. Sorry to Sarah Michelle Gellar, but I was a Xena Warrior Princess fan.
There you go.
And
Lucy
they're actually talking about it in chat right now.
We have quite a great chat.
Yeah,
we have
Lucy Lawless.
Yeah, Lucy Lawless is
married
great.
to Blackie Lawless from Wasp, my favorite band. You know about that, right? You're 36.
Look, did you watch Hercules then too?
Yeah, the spinoff
with Kevin Sorbo.
Dude, I was a huge Xena Warrior Princess fan.
Which one came first? Did Xena come first or did Hercules come first?
Xena came first, and then I think season 2 they spun it off with Hercules. But watching Xena was some of my very first memories back in the day.
And it's funny too because then Kevin Sorbo became like a conservative, like he's like the conservative icon dude, like with Dean Cain who played Superman in the Adventures of Lois and Clark. So.
I'm pretty sure Hercules came first.
That's what I would have thought that Hercules would have come first.
But they're the same year.
Yeah.
It was just earlier in the year.
Well, whatever.
You would have been like 0 when that came out. You'd have been negative years old.
Yeah, but they had reruns and stuff. Yeah. I've got a good memory.
You were but a twinkle in your father's eye.
Yeah.
As Brett says.
But Xena was such a good show.
Is there anything you watch these days? Do you watch a lot of do you actually watch a lot of media, or do you mostly just?
Yeah. I mean, I watch all the Ryan Gosling movies, of course, because I'm his cousin. That's right.
Really?
I'm Ryan Gosling's cousin.
You look more like Ed Sheeran's cousin to me.
No, I don't have red hair.
You look a little Ed Sheeran. Maybe the shirt is giving Ed Sheeran vibe. Like Ed Sheeran.
What, the Project Pat shirt? You think Ed Sheeran?
It's the flannel.
It's the flannel.
Oh, the flannel. Okay.
It's Ed Sheeran mixed with Andy Samberg.
I was about to say Ed Sheeran ain't bumping Project Pat.
But you don't know that. He could be bumping Project Pat.
Nah, have you heard his music?
Dude, just because you play one type of music doesn't mean you don't listen to another type of music.
Hey, that's true. That's true. You got to keep up appearances sometimes, though.
Yeah, so I'm saying you kind of look a little bit like Andy Samberg in Ed Sheeran.
I feel bad about the Ed Sheeran thing because so many people the only reason people talk about Ed Sheeran is to make fun of how he looks.
But he's
I think he's cute. No cap.
I mean,
he's an attractive man.
Hey, fair enough.
What's your favorite Ed Sheeran song? I don't even think I could name an Ed Sheeran song off the top of my head.
Well, I don't know about favorite song, but Shape of You. Shape of You is the one that comes to mind because I just heard it a trillion times on the radio.
Mary, do you have a favorite Ed Sheeran
He did
song?
one for one of the Hobbit movies, right? I think.
No. He guest starred in Game of Thrones.
Well, I don't know about that.
The camera pans over to him and stops on him for like 5 seconds so that way you know it's Ed Sheeran.
He's got like a thing now where he shows up in movies as Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Like where he does his cameos as Ed Sheeran.
Like Adam West.
Yeah.
He also does cameos in music videos. Like I think he was in one of the DJ Khaled music videos. Just for
DJ Khaled.
That's the stuff that always reminds me that Hollywood's just a business. Like when they all pretend they're friends.
Yeah.
You got a stink bug on the mic in the front.
Oh.
Hey, don't kill it. Don't kill it.
Why?
Life is precious. Oh my God.
Well, it's like that Will Smith video where he goes to Martin Lawrence.
Even then, they're probably friends, but it's like
if you are friends, you were told to make the video.
There's there's a Lonely Island video where Andy Samberg pretends he's friends with Puff Daddy.
It's sort of like how we invite BG Kumbi onto the show and we pretend that we're friends.
Yeah.
But
Mary wants to deny that we were friends. I've known Mary for years.
Wait, so who slid into whose DMs?
It was actually Mary. I was making some
False.
thirst trap TikToks as usual, couple shirtless ones where I start flexing at the camera.
Just the flannel.
Man, she
Do you
took
want to
it.
react to them live?
She took it hook, line, and sinker.
Right. Yeah.
Look, okay. I want to
story.
get back to I want to get back to I was going to say to Xena Warrior Princess. I want to get back to
Let's
Sarah
talk
Michelle,
about Xena.
to Sarah Michelle Gellar a little bit first. There's
Did
a
you
couple
say
of comments
that
here.
was your sexual awakening?
Yep. Yeah.
Who, me?
Watching Xena.
You like Lucy Lawless is Hubba Hubba.
My sexual awakening was actually due to Christopher.
Hercules.
No,
Okay.
it was due to Christopher Poole, Tim Poole's brother.
Yeah.
Christopher
Oh.
Poole. He founded the website 4chan for all the Zoomers in the audience that don't know that.
Right.
And I was exposed to years and years of hardcore pornography and just all kinds of sick, twisted things. And
then you ended up on his other website,
Yep.
chlamydiadating.com.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one. I forgot about that one.
yeah, someone bought my website,
You went down
bgcumby.com, and
the
actually,
pipeline.
yeah, they redirected my website to that one for a couple years. That was
Right.
funny.
Right.
So I am going to try and be a little bit semi-serious here for just a second, if you could bear with me. Maybe? No?
Okay.
Can we? Okay.
Yeah,
So
We
this
can.
is
we can get
this
serious.
is this was an interesting response that somebody had. It says it's from Andarian Publishing. It says Sarah's a living refutation of her own remarks here. Buffy's a historically popular superhero and one of my favorites. She's an iconic example of this done well when approached without presumption, identity entitlement, and studio betrayal that has tainted recent failures. And the first thing I thought about was the trailer that said when they showed the trailer for Captain Marvel and they said hero and they put she in front of it, so it says Shiro.
Shiro.
That's horrible.
They're completely incapable
No.
of marketing with subtlety.
I love those because it reminds me of that meme where it's like he hits her, and then in the background
Yeah.
it's she herself.
Yeah.
She shats herself. Don't want to
The-
trigger the algorithm.
No, there's
What was the other one?
They did a door.
He lied.
Yeah.
He lied. She
What was
died.
she
Who knows?
Something? I don't know.
Somebody made doormats of those.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I
somebody
love
made
those.
doormats of
I love
those and
those.
sold them.
Very funny maymays.
Yeah, those are great. All right, we got a couple of super chats there, Mary.
We
Go
do.
ahead.
We have more than a couple.
Headphones
X
keep falling
said,
off.
Keep sending them in if you want.
we need
to,
more crisis parties.
Yeah.
Send them to my PayPal, bgcumby@gmail.com.
X said, Overlord DVD is open to doing a visit, it seems. Email him, and then he sent his email, which I'm not going to say out loud.
Okay. Oh, I mean, we'll talk to him about it.
Yeah.
He would be. Will he wear the mask? He has to wear the mask,
Is he
right?
someone who doesn't show his face?
He doesn't show his. He wears a mask.
Well, how is that going to work?
Well, he wears. He shows up on screen. He just literally wears a mask. So he would have to come here and wear the
That'd
mask.
be difficult to do for 3 hours.
Well, we could do it. We could.
All
do,
right.
we could do it.
Mary, there it is. It was she believed he lied.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there-
Genius.
is
What's
there,
this
like-
about masks?
Will there be like a world in any future anymore where like people aren't like put against one another through identity politics? Like it feels gone.
It used to end in war. Now it's ending in arguments on the internet.
Now it's ending in podcasts,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
YouTube videos.
here we are. Marcos said, speaking of Michael Jackson in Moonwalker, there's a scene where an old granny mentions someone named Ani Vani. Does anyone know who this Ani Vani is?
I do not.
It's got to be some kind of inside joke.
I
Gotta
don't know.
You know, I just recently saw Purple Rain for the first time, even though I'm from
be.
Minnesota.
Purple rain.
Well, I've heard the song, but had never
rain.
seen the movie. And you know, it's a product of its time. But we miss Prince in Minnesota.
Caper2X said Brett was the latest on the Chinese balloon.
Oh, yeah, that's me. I'm the Chinese spy. That's me.
Oh.
I'm up there in the Chinese spy balloon. As soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna go get up there.
Because PCC is just CCP backwards.
That's what
Yeah.
it stands for.
I got a couple things about that actually. Was one of the freaky sexual deviancies that 4chan gave me back in the day was an inflation fetish. And all this balloon talk back in the day would have gotten
So
me.
price is going up. You love it.
It would have gotten me very hot back in the day. I admit it.
Like every time you go to buy bread now and it's twice as much as it cost before, you just get hot and bothered.
Or
Yep.
eggs.
Eggs.
Oh yeah,
Eggs.
eggs especially. Shout out Raw Egg Nationalist. I recently got published in his magazine
Oh.
Man's World.
Okay, what'd
Yeah.
you write?
I
Just got to shout that out real quick.
I see
Did
him
you
on
write an
Twitter.
article for them?
Yeah, he asked me to write an article and wrote
was
it
it
up.
about?
I wrote it up in 15 minutes. It's about the man who will save the universe through the power of comedy.
I literally just started getting tweets from Raw Egg Nationalist on.
Oh yeah.
You're already in the algorithm, Brett.
it's
For now,
awful.
you're saying to me earlier, you were like, Twitter isn't so bad. I don't see that much bad stuff.
No,
on
I
Twitter.
see the bad stuff. I just
Then
don't
they're
engage
gonna catch
with
you
it.
in the algorithm, and then it's all gonna fall apart.
But I'm not an argumentative person. Therefore, I will not get sucked into the drama.
right, because you have this outlet.
Do you think that that's true? That's actually
Maybe.
a reasonable question to ask. Like anybody who wants to fight about it, it would be cool to actually have people on that want to actually, because most of the people, if you're going to come here and do the show,
invite people who leave us hate
if
comments?
you're not BG Kumbi and you're just here to be cool with us, you're going to be the type of person it'd be cool to have on people that legitimately somebody who wants to argue with us about episode 3 of The Last of Us.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean, you got to have conflicting viewpoints.
But they're not
as
willing
a
to
free
do
speech
that.
absolutist. Well, I'm
too
willing.
scared.
I'm willing to do it.
Do you want to just argue with us? Just whatever view. I'm the contrarian here. Do you want
I don't agree with anything y'all are
Well,
saying.
you've never,
but I just
you've never
kind of.
left a hate comment on our channel,
Well,
to my knowledge.
If I want to put my name out there and be on Timcast and Pop Culture Crisis and getting Raw Egg Nationalist articles, I got to shuck and jive to whatever y'all are saying at the time, so that way I can get in there.
Right.
Busta Cap in the chat says Brett will 100% get sucked into the argument. No, I will not, sir.
He's already getting sucked in. Look
Damn
at
it,
him.
I
already
lost.
arguing.
He's
Rice
already
E
arguing.
said, in a vacuum by itself, the episode is great. No, it's not. But if you attach The Last of Us, the episode is awful because it was an hour and 12-minute effing filler.
Well, yeah.
It was awful on its own.
No, look.
I don't want to watch.
Look.
I don't want to watch an hour-long AIDS awareness soap opera telenovela about
I do.
gay old dudes
I do.
making out in a strawberry field. I
I
don't
do.
want to watch it.
Look.
Sorry, am I
Speaking-
hateful for that?
Hey, speaking of AIDS
What?
PSA, speaking of AIDS PSAs, have you ever watched Neon Genesis Evangelion?
I haven't. Is it an AIDS PSA?
No, it's an old anime, but there was an AIDS PSA that 2 of the voice actors did, so it's kind of
Oh.
like watching Shinji and Asuka
it that
do an
old?
AIDS PSA.
There's a
It came
great-
out in the
Show that
It came out in the 90s.
I don't remember if it's in the beginning of the Wayne's World VHS or if it's
Wayne's World.
or if it's in the beginning of the original one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle VHSs. But there's absolutely a Magic Johnson AIDS PSA that's done in the beginning of it, and I feel like it was done in the beginning. I feel like it was the Wayne's World VHS because
Yeah.
it feels like he's in a wood paneled room when he's doing it. So it's like they brought him to the set of Wayne's World to do an AIDS PSA.
Yeah, those AIDS PSAs were very helpful to me as a kid because, kids on the bus would bully me and say, my mom has AIDS and stuff. And I'd cry because I thought my mom was going to die. Those AIDS PSAs really taught me.
I'm just
about
thinking
it,
about
you know?
the appearance of Danny Pintaro on The View where Candace Bure is like, do you take responsibility
Yeah, I don't even know where I'm
for
going with this.
doing meth and, contracting
Look, it could happen to
HIV?
anyone, he says. In the chat, Sergek says, so Frank got AIDS. I don't think that they never explicitly say
No,
what
he
he got.
got
They just say
what it was
in
in
the
the
game
game
he
is-
got infected.
He got infected
In
from
the
a
show, he
cordyceps.
just got a random, unnamed neurodegenerative condition that they don't.
I have AIDS.
Clip that, ladies and gentlemen. Clip it.
No, what actor was that? It was a movie. Family Guy made fun of that.
Who?
Sorry, I just had to.
Danny
my
Pintaro?
ADHD. No, it's different. You know what? Whatever. Move on.
Okay.
Move on.
Keep going.
Okay.
Stop
Rolando
focusing
A.
on me.
Ramirez said Brock Lesnar for Big Papa Abby.
Dude, that's a freaking great idea. If they just go all the way, hey, get Dave Bautista. Get Dave Bautista to do it.
Just a full-on dude to play Abby.
I love Dave Bautista. I love to watch him act.
He's a legit. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not right now.
No.
But Dave Bautista's a good.
No,
actor.
he's legit. And
He's
Cabin in
legit.
the Woods.
He was the best part of that movie.
Yeah,
the
he was
best part
he
of
was
that
in
movie.
that tank top swinging that axe around. Oh man.
Yeah. X said it made me edit that so many times. Oh, when you sent the earlier one about the email. Well, yeah, we've got his email. Thank you. BMF Nate Dogg said, my ex-wife tricked me into watching Brokeback with the promise of Hathaway's boobs. Divorced that. Beep.
Duh.
Can't you just Google that Anne Hathaway boobs? I'm pretty sure she got naked in Les Mis.
Yeah.
She
So
did. She played a prostitute.
It's the internet. He could have just gone on the internet and typed something into the search engine. It
Yeah.
would have been fine.
I mean, you can look at AI boobs now. You know?
You can in fact do that. Speaking of which, let's move on, shall we?
Before
that was
we
another
get to a
fantastic.
Lauren Boebert message.
Yeah, let's move
Yes,
on.
well, of course, we have to save all those. All right, guys, we're moving on. So, Ethan Klein didn't have the best response in regards to our topic the other day about deep fake corn.
Yes.
Corn.
We were talking about this
whoops.
because
I didn't say
Atriarch
corn.
was caught with a tab open that was, spicy deepfakes of some other streamers, including Pokimane and this one, QT Cinderella.
Yep.
And she did a stream where she was like crying, reacting to this situation. And we reacted to that also on our stream.
Yeah.
And then Ethan Klein did a stream also talking about this situation. And he just couldn't help himself from just busting out laughing at her and made a whole joke of the situation.
Look,
He sure did.
like the goblin that he is.
The
Goblin.
weird thing about it is like I imagine that one day I will have a horrible take that will end up getting me into trouble.
A take or
Yep.
just you slip and you say an offensive
I will
word?
say either something really offensive or I'll laugh at a time when it's inappropriate. But his wasn't like he just laughed. He didn't giggle. He continuously
died
laughed.
for multiple minutes.
So I don't know if I buy that he was actually sorry about it. I don't buy that.
No.
Like it's something different if like you slip up, right? And it's a mistake. But this is like he fundamentally thought it was funny. I didn't personally think it's funny because it's like this isn't an OnlyFans. This wasn't an OnlyFans model who's
Right.
complaining about something like this. It's somebody
Yeah.
who had no.
I don't know anything about
Yeah.
this girl, QT Cinderella, or like what she streams, if she's a titty streamer or not. But like, there's obviously a huge difference between being a titty streamer and being a straight up porn star.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
if people are making that fake content of you, I understand why she would be upset.
absolutely.
So let's just, I guess, look at the clip of him from his stream.
Oh, we got a clip?
Yeah, there were like a few.
Actually, we can do 4 so that way Wilson can be in the shot.
Oh yeah.
Wilson is in the shot, ladies and gentlemen.
Has Wilson had anything to say so far? By the way.
Anything?
No, he's kind of just been observing so far.
All right.
He's not very talkative. He likes to play the strong, silent type.
That's
That makes
okay.
perfect sense. The first one here, or the or
I think it's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Food spread around it.
Oh, he's in the corner, so we can't see.
Yeah,
him.
you won't be able to see him.
Why? What is going on?
He's like covering his mouth already.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually,
Like, why'd they play the chestnut song?
God, that just makes me so angry.
So he's acting
guys
like
are
the producer
crazy.
played the chestnut song,
did
but
you
then
do
in the
that?
next video, he admitted that he requested him
the
to play the
fuck,
song
bro?
during the
Let's
reaction.
let's go right to that.
God, that just makes me so angry.
I
hate Ethan
I
Klein.
may have mentioned in Discord for Zach to play the chestnut song.
I love that where it's like
God, I hate this guy.
Look at his but look at his physiognomy, physiognomy, whatever you said.
There it is.
Physiognomy.
Look at him.
Thank you.
And
He
everybody
just looks
saw
like
it.
an evil demonic
Thank you.
hedgehog.
And here's what it is, and I apologize. You know, I know that it was
Ew.
super inappropriate. And I was thinking about Bobby,
With his stupid eyebrows.
how we did that to Bobby, and it wasn't funny, and I apologize for that.
By
How
the
many
way,
times?
This is the same guy reacting to Roe v. Wade getting overturned, being like the quintessential male feminist on Twitter.
I can't believe this happened.
How many more times do we have to sit here and listen to the Ethan Klein lies before someone does something about this guy? He's just going to
Well,
keep
what do they need to
apologizing
do?
and getting away with it.
What do they need to do?
He just needs to be canceled and banished forever from all platforms, but he's in Susan Wojciechowski's pocket. And God, I just hate this freaking guy.
Look, a lot of
Wonder
people
why.
don't agree. Like they think that the AI stuff isn't a big deal. I don't know if I disagree with that, Mary.
Well,
Wait,
oh, sorry.
what?
A lot of people don't believe that the AI deepfake stuff isn't a big deal, and I just disagree.
Well, we talked about it extensively on the other show when this initially came out, and I do think that it's a problem, but it's also one that you don't like. It's impossible to come up with a solution for it.
Well,
But I don't know. Like, it seems like the very least someone like Ethan could do is just not mock
Yeah.
her.
but
Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's your show.
No, go ahead.
No, you go
No,
ahead.
no, after
Okay,
you, my
fine.
friend.
All right.
Kumbi.
Look, here's the thing. What's the difference between a deepfake AI and just me imagining someone naked in my head? I'm
One-
imagining
one
Brett naked in my
profits
head right
the
now.
company of PH.
Are they making money off of
They're
it?
advertisers.
People absolutely make money off of it.
This came up because it was a pop-up on PH that Atriarch said that he clicked on. So it's one of their advertisers, and they profit off of it.
He just couldn't help himself. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But look,
he said he was so curious. He's very intellectually engaged in the whole AI discourse. You know, Chat GPT.
That's how these deviancies.
Like that.
Yeah, that's how these deviancies begin. Is you just get morbidly
curious. Is that how
curious.
it is on 4chan?
Yeah,
4chan?
that's what happened with me in 4chan. You know, I go on the website and I'm seeing all kinds of stuff that I'd never seen before, and I just kept clicking and clicking, and the dopamine in my brain was just rushing. I couldn't help myself. But at the end of the day, you know, I think all these people are just they're too sensitive. You know, personally, I want my fans to have fantasies of me.
So you want the deepfake stuff out there?
Do they make fanfic about you?
I want people to write fanfics about me.
Have they?
Sexualized or not. I want them to make deepfakes about me.
What is your favorite?
I want them to think of me naked in their head when they're watching me.
What is your favorite one that's been written about you?
Well, no one's done it yet, but I'm just saying I want them to.
I bet you they have.
I just want them to.
I'm
what
sure
I'm saying.
they've written fanfic about you.
If my fans want to whack off to me, you can do that. I'm giving you all permission. Okay? You can think of me whenever you want. I want them to do it. I want my fans to live out their BG Kumbi fantasies.
The problem is the girl here did not want that to happen, and she has the right to not want that to happen.
If she doesn't want it to happen, then of course she doesn't need to be sexualized. It doesn't need to happen because they're doing this.
Thank you.
They did the same thing to Abby Shapiro. You know, Ben's sister.
Yep.
They sexualized her endlessly when she didn't want to be sexualized. But you know, this doesn't just extend to my fans. If either of you want to think of me in those ways whenever you have your personal time. If anybody here at Timcast
as soon
wants
as the
to
show's
do that,
done, I'm going straight to my computer
saying,
to WordPress. I'm gonna start writing it.
I googled
I'm just saying,
BG
everyone's
Kumbi
allowed to do it.
fanfic and nothing came up.
That's too bad.
Exactly. No one's done one yet, but
see, you could start it. You could write your own and start the website, but under a pseudonym, and then hopefully people will follow you.
Yeah, I used to write a couple fan fictions back in the day.
Like
I know
what?
how it works.
What'd you write?
I was into the Harry Potter fan fiction.
What about Greta Thunberg fanfic?
Greta Thunberg?
Is it Thunberg or
I think it's Thunberg.
I don't know.
I'll just call her Thunberg.
Okay. Have you read any of that?
Oh, she's a beautiful woman.
Have you written any fanfic about her?
But that gives me an idea. I need to write a BG Kumbi
I had a
X Greta
friend
fanfic.
who wrote fanfic about Greta Thunberg and himself, like a self-insert fanfic.
What was that?
Can you send me that?
Something about
I
on a
will.
balcony.
Yeah, send me that.
Yeah, so like they're at some NGO event, some kind of
What kind of
gala.
world? What kind of world do we live in now, where people write fanfics about being at NGO galas? The world sucks.
So
the
they were
world
at
sucks.
some climate activist gala.
Who wants to write about that?
And Greta goes out on the balcony to have a smoke. She like lights up her cigarette, and he follows her out there. They make brief eye contact across the room. You know how it is. She follows.
It starts with the brief eye contact.
She follows. Or no, he. Okay, yeah. So he goes out on the balcony, and they're on their own, and he like catches her smoking because she doesn't want people to know that she smokes. It's bad for the environment,
Ooh, yeah.
right?
It's getting juicy.
And then they have this quick-witted back and forth about, you know, everyone has their vices, etc. And
then it cuts right to the bedroom.
Or
right?
I think actually he wrote it so that he lights it back up for her, so like it extinguishes, and then she needs a light from him.
Yeah.
Why is this a thing?
So that's how he wrote it. So I read the whole thing. I remember it.
No fanfic about being a spy. No fanfic about being a superhero. No fanfic about being what do women write fanfic about? Being supermodels? Why would you write a fanfic about being an activist?
It took so much creativity, though. You know?
It's the worst thing I can think of in the entire world. That's horrible. Like,
I'm kidding. I don't actually like fanfic. I think it's creepy.
What would if I could write fanfic about something, what would I write fanfic about? I would probably write it about...
Ooh, I'm going to expose my dad right now. He wrote Star Wars fan fiction when he was younger.
Based.
Like when I was a glimmer in his eye, he wrote like a lot of Star Wars.
So he finds your lack of interest in Star Wars like a personal failing.
He's not super into it anymore.
You don't like Star Wars?
I haven't seen it.
You don't like the most intelligent movie series ever made?
I haven't seen it yet. But
we got to watch it together.
He didn't show it to me. I don't know.
I mean, like, out of all the things you could write fanfic, about, and you write it about Greta Thunberg and activism.
I mean, it was like partly ironic, but partly not.
I think I'm gonna write some Klaus Schwab fanfic. I'm gonna write. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do.
Klaus Schwab entered the room.
I'm gonna write one about him giving up.
Not about AOC or Lauren Boebert.
No, I'm gonna make it about Klaus Schwab giving up his dream of taking over the world to become a surfer in Baja.
I thought you had already read some Lauren Boebert fanfic.
Look, if that exists,
send it for research purposes.
I can imagine the Klaus Schwab fanfic. He enters the dimly lit by candlelight room with a plate full of chocolate-covered bugs just for you.
No. In fact, you know what?
You will eat these bugs.
I would go somewhere different. What I would make it about, you make it about whoever the seamstress is that sews that crazy gown thing that he wears in that photo with like the shoulder pads that makes him look like a supervillain. Like, and you make it about her creating the outfits, and like her job becomes where she has a small sewing company that eventually becomes a business where she sews outfits for evil organizations, and then it becomes she becomes Evil Creations. That's the name of her company, and it takes off.
She makes like gowns like the one that AOC wore.
Yes,
it has like, what did it say? Eat the rich.
That's her side. That's her side hustle. That's her side hustle. Her side hustle is political activism. Her main job is she's the in-house knitter and sewer and tailor.
The what now?
For knitter.
Oh, knitter.
Sewer and tailor for evil organizations.
I was about to get offended.
Yes.
See, we're getting creative now.
Like, that's way more interesting than Greta Thunberg.
Going back to Ethan Klein, though.
Okay.
We got way off topic.
Yeah.
It happens.
I think that it's just annoying when someone like him, who grandstands about morals all the time, is himself a shitty person. Like, he tweets these performative activist things. Like, he said the other day, F the police, F the institution, F the bootlickers that support them, F politicians that overfund them, F the people that train them, F the police unions, F qualified immunity. Last year, the police killed 1,200 people. F the police. He clearly is doing this for clapter.
Is that what he actually said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because I saw a tweet where it was F all that stuff, but they replaced it with the N-word. And I thought he actually said that. And just the fact that I think Ethan Klein would actually say that is just
on Elon Musk's Twitter.
It's just a testament to what kind of person Ethan Klein really is, when I had no doubt in my mind that he really said that. But what he actually said, that's just as bad in my opinion.
Right. I mean, I think he's just obsessed with getting clapter and upvotes for having the correct approved opinion.
He's just a money grubber.
But that's even worse though, because that's laughing in the face of that's activism in the face of like a personal tragedy, and then laughing in the face of something that happens to someone else, right? So when it's on the national stage, he's upset and angry, but when it's somebody personal who's complaining about something that's smaller but arguably just as important to them, it's okay to laugh at it.
Oh, behind closed doors, him and Gila. You know those old racist cups and jars with the stereotypical black faces on them?
Uh-huh.
There's not a doubt in my mind that him and Gila Klein have a dang cabinet full of those in their house. Not a doubt in my mind.
I bet.
Did you ever seen the video? If you want to see the opposite of like woke activism, is the guy who's like refilling an Aunt Jemima bottle with syrup. So I'm like, dude.
Rusty Cage did that.
Oh.
Rusty Cage actually did that. I'm exposing him right now.
But did he make a video of it?
Oh no, he didn't make a video.
Okay, this guy like made a video. He's like doing my part. I'm like, what part are you doing by refilling an Aunt Jemima bottle? You're not doing a part. You're not doing a part for anybody.
He's doing the capitalist thing where he's got to buy more syrup to refill his old bottle.
Do we need to apologize for platforming Rusty Cage now?
Yeah, probably. We'll have to do that later.
I mean, not yet, but
maybe
in the future. Yeah, maybe. Hey, same here.
Let's go Superchats.
You never know when I'm going to snap.
Actually, no, you know what? I want to say one more time. So the idea that is the concept here that because it was like a national tragedy, he can get his woke points in.
Yeah.
But then when it's a personal tragedy on a smaller scale, it's okay to laugh.
Yeah, because groups matter and individuals don't.
So
in his worldview.
But no, because I mean, the Tyree Nichols is still an individual, but he's not complaining on behalf of the individual. He's complaining on behalf of what was done.
It's about the group he belongs to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, but shouldn't he be standing up?
Thank you. Number 2.
You're too young to know what Surge is.
Wasn't that the Nickelodeon thing?
It was a soda. back in the...
Oh, yeah, no.
Basically just battery acid.
No, I know what the soda was. I know what
Did you
Surge
drink it?
is. I'm a 90s kid. Of course I drank it. I love that stuff.
Are you really a 90s kid if you weren't conscious in the 90s?
I was born in 97. I was conscious coming out of the womb.
You remember?
I remember being in the womb, yeah. I wish
like?
I could go back every single day. And
What was that like?
That's not an Oedipus complex type thing. It was just very comfortable. I've never felt peace in my life since I came out of my mother's womb.
It's
That makes sense.
So somehow Tyree's group matters, but her group doesn't matter. So that's just, is that bigotry?
Yes.
Is that misogyny? That the women, that
It's
other
just,
women don't matter?
It's not even Klein being a misogynist. It's just him being a shitty person and a bridge troll.
Terrible person.
In the chat, somebody
I
says,
still think
born in 97. Okay, Zoomer. They're calling you out. For being
So you
Zoomer.
are a Zoomer.
Like
They
I said,
admitted it. I thought 96 and later was Zoomer.
like I said, I have all the hallmarks of your typical Zoomer, but I don't identify with the rest of Zoomers because
So-
I want to be special.
So what do you identify as entirely? Like what label would you give yourself? People are obsessed with labels these days. How would you label
You're
yourself?
a zillennial.
Well, I'm a POC content creator. I'm a DL brother from the West Side. I'm a
Technically,
LGBTQ gamer.
As
I
a-
have a lot of labels.
as a Slavic person, I actually qualify as a person of color.
Do you,
The
though?
National
Yeah,
Coalition
yeah.
of Colored Person. Yeah,
What color are you, though? Because white is the absence of color.
but I'm not.
ain't
I'm,
got no color.
I'm Slavic, so
This
therefore
whole
I
dang-
am a person of color.
This whole dang studio ain't got no color.
He actually has 2 different color eyes.
Yep.
So
Oh, you got heterochromia?
Yep.
So you're like an anime
very
character.
colorful.
Yeah, basically.
Wait.
Yeah. One hazel, one brown.
Oh, he really does. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
It's somebody's like, wow, like, I'll never forget the first time, like, you know how
He's
they
an
talk
anime
about
character.
like kids have no filter, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I still remember like when I was younger, like like somebody pointed this out to like their kid, and the kid goes, wow, like our dog. And I was like, thank you for that comparison. Thank you very much. That was very nice of you.
let's go to
There.
Super Chats.
Do it.
Finally. Potatoes for Seamus said Lauren Boebert pudding wrestling Brett.
Where do I find this? Like,
Is this already a fanfic?
Is this already a thing? In like, what's the website, and do I need an ad blocker, and do I need a VPN?
X said, oh, I don't know if I want to say that.
Fair
he said
enough.
to do something to the like button. I suggest you click it.
You don't need to do anything violent to the like button. All you need to do is click it, guys, and subscribe to the channel.
Smash that like button.
No.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that here.
Oh, y'all don't?
No. We gently tap the like button
Oh, okay.
politely.
Boring.
No. We're just good people here.
Yeah.
Maybe
Big
you're just not good
Dave
people.
sent us 99 cents without a message.
Thank you, Big Dave.
You.
Thanks,
Charlie
Big
Red
Dave.
said, if you think Birth of a Nation is racist, when are y'all going to review You People? Talk about a movie that went so woke it became accidentally racist.
Well, there's that pushes me in the direction of believing that it is that. I've seen a couple of reviews say that was okay. Most of them, however, say that it's super woke.
1,000 Foot Deep End said, Appetit Friday, y'all. Welcome to the show, BG, and here's $5 to buy Brett his Baja Blast sauce. Bon
Nice.
appetit.
So okay, let's close out the poll and see what everyone's saying here, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
It says 79% of people would prefer the Baja Blast hot sauce to just 20% who want pink sauce.
Where's the other 1%?
That's what I'm saying, right?
There wasn't a third option.
Yeah, that's weird.
Where'd it go?
Maybe YouTube shenanigans.
Yeah,
YouTube.
that was the mail-in ballot.
That one came in the middle of the night.
I mean, they're shadow banning polls now. It's
Ugh.
just so obvious.
I don't like Baja Blast as it is, let alone made into a hot sauce.
I love Baja. Only from
Gross.
Only from Taco Bell though, not from the store.
Yeah. DD Mega Doodoo 97 said, as someone that isn't familiar with the franchise, I knew something was up with Nick Offerman's character when they showed a prepper thriving, living his best life through an apocalypse. Sus.
A
He can
prepper?
only be competent because he's gay.
No, see
No, I'm kidding.
Here's the thing though. In the right hands, they could have done it as something like, look, we may not like people who have Gadsden flags in their homes, but maybe they're not so different from us.
There had to be a catch.
Yes, there had to be a
Right.
catch.
Philip Allen McCracken said, hey, funny guy, so you are a part of the useless generation then? What useless generation? Z
Wait,
or
what?
millennial?
You're part of the useless generation, Gen Z. Saying
I'm not useless. I have a YouTube channel. I give back to the community. I'm not
So
useless at all.
true.
dude, go off, King.
Yes.
Dude, go off, King. Tell us more about it.
We've been needing to say this on the show.
I'm the modern day jester and philosopher and entertainer and busker.
Yeah,
and,
but back in the day, they were treated. People like us were the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
Now the tables have turned.
Hey, if we were smart, we still want to be that, because that's the problem with the Hollywood celebrities. They think they're better than they are. We're smart enough to know that we're not better than anyone.
Right.
Not me, though.
Vegadudu said Wakanda population U.
Look, you have to say it in the voice though. Wakanda.
They pitched me up for that
population U.
Wokesville. Dumbledore said, "Is female led something to be desired? Have we not all seen the lines outside their restrooms? Put the indecisive in charge. Seems legit."
See, it would be great. Look, it would be great if they made a female superhero and she's like, look, I want to go to the bathroom, but she won't go without another female superhero to the bathroom. And every time, like, the guy's like, the girl's like, the guy's like, we need to take action. She goes, I don't know. What do you want to do? Like basically it's like, we need to go somewhere and do this job. She's like, I don't know. Where do you want to go to do it? And it just becomes a thing.
I was thinking, like, even if audiences do hate female superheroes,
why
is that a problem?
They do not hate female superheroes. They hate poorly marketed movies in which they marketed on as being a female superhero.
They like male superheroes better.
Because they don't advertise them as male superheroes.
Not
they
just
advertise
because
them
of
as
that,
superheroes. And it goes back to the bullshit detector that I always talk about. When you watch a story about a bunch of violence, it makes more sense to watch men be violent.
I don't want to interrupt you, but there's a stink bug on this dollar.
That is true.
Amazing.
That's a $20. Put that in your pocket.
They're all real. Philip Allen McCracken said, "You're forgetting the greatest lady hero, Catwoman."
Yeah, dude, it's really funny. I had a friend who posted a picture. She was at a bar the other day, and they watched Catwoman at the bar, like the Halle Berry Catwoman movie that no one likes, and she watched it there just defiantly.
Oh, I like Halle Berry.
What do you like about her?
Well, there's that song by Hurricane Chris by Halle Berry. Yeah, maybe that was my sexual awakening.
So they need to make a remake of that and Hannah Montana. They like make a Haley Montana. They could make a mashup of the two. That would be good.
Gross John said, "Fantastic guest, PCC. Great to see you here, Cumbie."
Who said that?
Gross John. Yeah. Gross John is one of the best.
John?
Gross John, that's his name. And
Shout out to Gross John.
Gross John makes amazing compilations.
Yes. Adrian181 said, "Happy Friday, Bart, Miri, and special guests."
Look, here's the thing about Bart. We have a Chris Bertman, so I don't want there to be a mix-up between Bertman and Bartman. So I can't be Bart. I can only be Brett with two T's,
or
not
Brent.
one, and definitely not Brent. Brent is a psyop. Anyone named Brent is a government agent. Mark my words.
That's so true. Vociferon, Herald of the Winter Mists, said, "Hey all, happy Feast of St. Blaise." Didn't know it was the Feast of St. Blaise.
You're Catholic. You're supposed to know that.
Every day is a feast day.
Well,
literally every day.
I know, but do you know them?
Is Friday the day you can't eat chicken or can't eat meat or something? Meat. Okay. Yeah. Man.
Is chicken and meat different?
It's like multiple saints' feast days every day of the calendar year, so it's literally impossible that you would know that.
Religion, man. It seems so difficult.
Don't tell me you're an atheist, are you?
I'm an agnostic. I just don't think about it.
Well, agnostics are a step above atheists, I guess.
I think all of it's... I think aggressively atheist people are dorky.
Yeah, the kind that are enlightened by their own intelligence,
because they think of their intelligence as a godlike power anyways, which is dorky too. Like your overestimation of your own intelligence and power is dorky. And I'm not a fan of that. But it's like, that was one of the things. I went through my own phase. I wasn't like aggressively atheist, but I went through my own phase of like, I wasn't religious growing up, but I still had the atheism sounds more intellectual phase when I was in my early 20s.
So you were raised irreligious, but still rebelled against religion. Like, I just don't get it.
We went to church on Sundays, but not every Sunday. Like we went, we weren't Sunday Catholics.
But then it's like, what is there to even rebel against?
I'm not saying that I was rebelling. I'm saying that I thought there was some like surface level wisdom that I thought was deeper than it was when I was younger about the
Stink
idea
bug.
of atheism.
1,000 Foot Deep End said, "How rude of me! I forgot guest 2. Welcome, Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson.
Still here.
He's over there. Look at him. He's enjoying himself.
He really doesn't have much to say today.
He's an observer, not a participant."
I
We
think
could
he's
put him
just
on
nervous.
the super chat screen right there. He's right there, guys. He's got money right by him.
Yeah.
I think he's just nervous.
It's okay.
He hasn't been on anything like this. He's been a behind-the-scenes guy.
Okay.
He's
Wow.
like, how am I going to edit this later?
Caper2X said, "Embrace the power of and Wilson's sidekick. Make mine Marvel." You're Wilson's sidekick. Tacti Platy said, "Hercules was first TV movies in '94. I was there."
Woo!
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And I want to.
See, even you get it.
I get it. I get it.
I want to address the wager from yesterday because I did say I would watch all the Harry Potter movies. I'm going to be doing that, like, I guess every weekend on a schedule, and then on a Monday show, I'll give an update. I won't review them, but I'll give, like,
Yeah, you'll talk about it a little bit.
like a couple minute long take on each one. Just so you guys know I'm keeping up my end of the deal.
So somebody says in the chat, says, there are atheists like myself who aren't full of themselves. I'm simply a non-believer, can't agree with fundamentalism of faith. Look, like religion's one of those things that's like a longer discussion to have, and I don't think this is ever like the platform, but I appreciate people that that approach it with, tact.
With some
and
nuance.
And some nuance, and that's really
Yeah.
what it's about. And that's the great thing about this show is like most of our audience, the people that watch this show tend to be very rational.
Chubbs is Farman said, "Nikita Serenity, Fifth Element, Lost Girl, Terminator, Underworld. There are so many more badass women we love to watch kick ass."
Look, I could talk to you about, I don't know if he's even talking about La Femme Nikita or if he's talking about Nikita with Maggie Q in 2010, because I could talk about that all day. He mentions Terminator, Underworld. He mentioned Lost Girls, one of the best. Fifth Element. Did he even mention Resident Evil, like the Mila Jovovich Resident Evil movies that aren't good movies but are also just fun? Like, they're not insulting. They made those movies for years without saying it's a female-led movie. It's just an awesome movie.
So take that, Jennifer Lawrence.
Exactly. Take that, Jennifer Lawrence, and take that, Sarah Michelle Gellar, for pretending like we don't like nobody in their right mind actually says, I don't like hot women. Like, that's not a thing. Like, I don't like hot women.
don't.
Well, you're lying. You're
He
lying.
likes hot men.
But I'm
like
not,
Dave
though.
Bautista.
You're lying.
Men are more aesthetic than women, and that's not...
That is objectively false.
It is objectively true.
It is objectively false. Your sarcasm is not noted. I'm not noting it. It's too serious of a statement for you to be sarcastic.
Men are more aesthetic than women, though. You see a male shirtless with the six-pack and everything, and it just looks so much better than any female that's shirtless. They never have the six-pack or the muscles or anything.
It's because we don't hold them to any standards anymore.
Yeah, they got
Right?
the two big lumps of fat. They don't have the chiseled tone, sleek abs.
It's really our fault as the patriarchy for not holding women to a higher standard.
What's
these
the
days.
fault of like seed oils and all the xenoestrogens in the food and
Which
stuff,
is
making
being
everybody
pushed
obese?
by the patriarchal men that
Yeah.
are running society, of course.
Running these capitalist big corporations that
I
are
hate it,
poisoning everything we eat and drink.
I hate it.
Yeah, me
Clown
too.
world.
I'm ready for the communist revolution.
Clip that, y'all.
Tim
Potatoes
Pool
for
going
Seamus.
back to his socialist roots.
Potatoes for Seamus said, "BG Kumbi and Mary are a cute couple. This is fake news." Halls and the Kid said, "Baja fueled Brett rage."
Sounds like a band.
Baja fueled Brett rage.
Mary's steaming. She's denying it though.
Let's do one more, and we
She's
will
a little
move on.
hot under the collar.
She's like going like this a little bit.
Well, I'm not the aesthetic sex, so that would be impossible.
Be very
Wait.
difficult.
You're an actual woman? You're a cis woman?
Cis.
Oh, that explains everything.
Aren't you the one who says that we're ceding territory just by using the term cis?
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
I would never.
Yeah.
Yes. Sketch Therapy said, "Comedy cuts deeper than swords and blows up harder than bombs without hurting anyone. That's why comedy is the first thing censored by tyranny. #stay funny."
I agree.
So true.
It's also funny too because it's the most subjective of the things, and so the criticism of it tends to be allowed because it's so subjective. But they're giving you like an analysis based on feelings as if it's not subjective, as if it's objectively a problem. Like it's causing violence. They give like surefire statements that they say with all their heart, but they can't actually prove when they criticize comedy. So
I was just thinking about this again. I don't think there are any notable like funny female stand-up comics.
I can think of a bunch. Amy Schumer, she's great.
Well,
I've personally stolen many jokes from Amy Schumer.
She's great.
Amy Schumer's funny.
Melissa McCarthy, I laugh every time I see Melissa McCarthy on screen.
You know what? You're right. Notable exceptions.
Like who else? Who's the other? Okay, really. Everyone that was in Ghostbusters 2016 is hilarious. Is objectively hilarious. That
Leslie
movie,
Jones is my fave.
She's so good.
She's so great as the fill-in on The Daily Show now. Love it.
I love it. There's
All
nothing
right.
angry about her at all.
It's time to move on.
Go.
Sims 4 just introduced a mod where you can cut your tits off. Yep. That's it.
That's it.
The tweet.
That's the story.
Yeah.
That's
so
it. That's the tweet.
You can go to the body category and you can opt for having a double mastectomy scar instead of breasts on your character's body. And all of these people on Twitter were celebrating it. They said, I finally get to see myself in the game.
I want to talk about
You
that.
can also wear a binder in the game instead of getting a mastectomy.
I actually want to talk a little bit about that statement, and we can feel free to be serious or sarcastic while discussing this. But when you hear statements like "see myself in the game," the first thing I asked is like, whenever I see that statement, is why are we as a culture so obsessed with ourselves now?
Well, we were just talking about that non-binary actor who's going to be in the Ironheart series saying, growing up, I didn't really know I existed without representation for trans people in media I watched.
Do you think that part of this is like the narcissism around cell phone culture? Meaning like people take selfies all day, but not just that. It's like when you look at your phone, you're looking at nothing but apps that are curating the content for you. And there's a lot of selfishness in the way we view the world now. Mary, you're really good about like when you're around here, when we're around, you're not sitting on your phone. Like you're not somebody who sits on your phone when we're in groups, like when we're working, stuff like that. A lot of our culture now sits on their phone and they're engrossed in their own world.
Yeah, like Kumbi over here.
Disconnected from what's going on around them.
Is that why you won't text me back?
Yeah.
Because you're just never on your phone?
He's like,
That
yes,
explains it.
it's all good. So it's like we have algorithms and everything that are tailored to us.
I pretty much stopped posting anything on social media as soon as I got here because it's just, I find it overwhelming in general. But I don't know if that's the cause of needing to feel represented by video games or TV shows or movies. Like they even let you do this in Hogwarts Legacy, which is supposedly funding a transphobe, J.K. Rowling. You can choose to have your character in the game be trans.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was also Cyberpunk 2077 that allowed you to do the same thing with your voice pitch, I think, even.
Yep.
Well, you've never heard like a feminine guy?
A lot of this is
I mean, it's really the erasure of the existence of masculine women or feminine men.
Yep.
Right? At the end of the day, that's what it is. I think it's more about just being anti-humanity than social media related narcissism.
When I see stuff like this, so when you have to watch a story or play a video game and the only thing that you can do to make it enjoyable is have it reflect you precisely, is that a sign that we as a society are less empathetic than we've ever been? Like I posted a clip the other day on Twitter. It's one of the most, it wasn't meant to be super deep, but it was. And it was Zach from Comics Matter said, I've never heard more people talk about empathy in a society where I see less empathy than I ever have before. Like we talk more about it, but show less of it than we ever have.
You know how people like record strangers these days without their knowledge and then just post
I hate
it?
that.
Like
I hate it.
They post it on a public account that's them.
I hate that more than like it's one of
Who
my
would
biggest
hang
pet
out with
peeves.
you in person if they're worried you're secretly recording them?
Yeah, that's how I felt the whole time I've been here. There's like 1,000 cameras in this house.
There are cameras, yeah, but I mean, it's
Isn't it hypocritical?
office.
Isn't it hypocritical for you to say that and then have me be on camera the whole time I'm
Well,
here.
what if I
Very
were holding up my
hypocritical.
phone recording you the whole time?
That's what I'm talking. I'm not
What's the
talking about like.
difference?
I'm not talking either about like investigative journalism, like Project Veritas, where
no, we're Project Veritas in Kumbi right now.
like
as
right
we
now,
speak.
It's like the Sam Hyde iDubbbz thing. Y'all invited me out here to get me to say or do something wacky
Well,
or
you
crazy
already
or
did,
canceled.
so-
it's
over
funny.
for you.
We're like oh, those cameras, they're not on. Like there's just cameras everywhere.
They're
oh,
fake.
They're fake. They're fake.
The illusion of security, the theater of security,
Yeah.
like the TSA.
right.
But
right.
for something like this, it's like we are less empathetic than we've ever been because we have to see ourselves. We can't even watch other characters and just identify the traits in those characters that we kind of see in ourselves. We have to see ourselves entirely in the character. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense to us as a society.
I mean, I was thinking about why women like Sims so much, and I think it's because they like to control people's social interactions and hyper-analyze social interactions and body language.
yeah.
They love that shit. And it's fine. Like, I see the appeal in that. I haven't played Sims myself. But you can do some pretty messed up things in Sims, to my knowledge, with these mods. Like, you can even get an abortion.
That might
in
be on a
Sims.
that might be in a not official
Like an
version.
unauthorized
Yeah,
one.
and-
But still, it just shows
Yeah,
that,
it's
like,
mods.
when you give people the option, they'll kind of take things to the extreme.
And this is an update, not just a mod. So it says a substantial
Yeah.
update for The Sims dropped
Yeah.
on PC and consoles today. So this is an official update.
Right. Right.
So-
So this is being fully endorsed
And-
by the company.
And this is a woman thing. Sims is
Definitely.
for Sims is for
I play The
broads.
Sims.
No, you do not.
Chicks
play
like
The
Candy
Sims.
Crush and Sims.
Yes.
I played The Sims 3 a lot back in the day. I love The Sims.
Maybe it's because you're gay.
Maybe you're secretly a woman.
Like I said, I'm a DL brother,
You're secretly.
DL.
an
Did-
LGBTQ gamer.
Did you create a Project Pat character?
Yeah, so in The Sims, I usually made a character of me, my friend
And
Papina
Dave
Stewart.
Batista.
No,
No.
my friend Papina Stewart from YouTube, and usually we'd end up marrying.
Mm-hmm.
And then there'd be like a 3-Pac or rapper character. Then
Pac.
I had to have a black guy.
Okay.
I didn't have any black friends at the time though, so I couldn't really base him off of anything.
Right.
Then I made like a Duke Nukem character.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
down with the Duke Nukem character.
Yeah, no, I love
Hail
The
to the
Sims.
king, baby.
But you know, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They're gonna kick me off the show for this, but
No, cut the cameras for real.
Cut. We're-
Cut the cameras.
We're done. We're
BG
done.
Cumby
We're-
says trans rights because I have a lot of trans fans and I know a lot of trans people.
Nah, I disavow strongly.
They're never gonna invite me back for this, but honestly, you know, The Sims is just a peek into our future.
You're being stunning and brave right now.
I'm being stunning and brave, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Would you get a double
Trans
mastectomy in Sims 4?
Well, if I developed gynecomastia, I would get,
Maybe you
Like
could
The
get
Rock.
a
The
double
Rock.
mastectomy,
The
yeah.
Rock had the
Yeah,
surgery. Well, he had the surgery to get improve his pecs
Pecs.
back when he
But
was
I
a wrestler.
got nothing but rock hard, solid muscle here. If anybody wants to feel after the show. But like I was saying, The Sims is just a glimpse into our future. You know, in my ideal world, everyone would be able to choose their own avatar. You know what I'm saying? And kind of live their truth and live how they want to.
I do love
you
your
know.
truth.
At the end of the day, though, as long as no one's being hurt or misled, you know, people should be able to just say and do whatever they want to do.
That's what
But like
Brett
I
was
said,
saying
he's-
earlier in
he's
the
like-
night.
As long as you
He's
know
like
no one's being
joking
hurt.
and
For
making my
being a
actual
libtard.
world. He's like, yeah, like earlier in the show, it's like, I do have to confront daily that I really am just like a lefty living in a right wing world here.
Yeah, people don't know this, but the Timcast and everything, y'all are all just masquerading as conservatives and mega peds, right?
Well,
Y'all are because
I do not.
if you look into it, if you research it, Tim Pool is a socialist and he always has been. And it's public knowledge. Y'all are just masquerading. It's okay. Y'all
there
can
are
take
clips on
y'all
the
can take the
internet
masks
where
off.
Tim says communism works. So.
Yeah, and he just said communist revolution win earlier. So
Yeah.
or what'd you say exactly?
I'm ready for the communist
The,
revolution.
Yeah,
the
that's
not
what he said.
so
That's what he
subtle
said.
Chinese propaganda in
That's
this
what he
show.
said. I'm shutting this
I'm
whole
also,
thing
like,
down.
Here. I
I'm
also
putting the
love
screws to y'all.
Stop trying to expose our agenda.
Well,
It's
too
also
late.
really funny too because it's like as much as I do consider myself like an old school left wing person, I despise terms like my truth because it's so disgustingly like just. No.
I think
Oh,
you're,
so you
you're
hate the
somebody who hasn't realized their goodwill is being exploited.
No,
yet.
I'm aware of it. I'm
You're aware, but you persist.
I have principles.
Oh, cool.
So they run at a deeper core than like, look, these people can be doing something that I think is wrong and abusing core values that I agree with. They can be manipulating and abusing core values that I appreciate or want to uphold, but they're not upholding them in an honest way.
I don't like that they're presenting this as something for children. Like, children play this game.
The Sims is rated T for teen, though, so really it's the parents' fault.
Yeah,
like
we
it
were
always
talking about
is.
that the other day
that's
as well.
That's a big one. No, that's actually a big problem with this, is that we let laptops and technology babysit our kids.
Yeah, I got hooked on World of Warcraft when I was young, and it led me down this rabbit hole of 4chan and internet addiction and internet fame. Yeah. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
This says the game provides extra ways for trans folks to feel more comfortable in themselves, especially if they can't afford or aren't ready for body-altering surgeries. Meaning, if you aren't of legal age to consent to one of these body-altering surgeries, then you might as well live vicariously through your avatar in Sims 4, which has gotten top surgery.
Yep, absolutely.
I find that disturbing.
No, that like including kids in the game that's wrong. That's wrong. And that's kind of what I mean about like the idea that I can agree that an adult should be able to do what they want to themselves as long as they are not hurting other people. And they are not trying to push these ideas on kids who don't know any better, especially when it's politically ideological and not just something that you're teaching them.
I think that the gaming world is like kind of one of the worst parts of this industry when it comes to pandering to like gender goblin stuff. Because
gender goblins.
I mean, even think back to Abby from The Last of Us 2. Like, people actually mistook this character for a biological male because
I thought it was
they
a man.
can't just let women characters be women.
She had no boobs, though.
She literally had no boobs and looked like a man, acted like a man, and
like, first thing I do when I get a video game is I go to the Nexus website, look at the mods for it, download all the nude mods I can,
right.
And there was no titties there. I had to download.
And you found it very aesthetic.
I had to download an extra mod just to put some boobs on it.
I thought you didn't want
the work we go through to make this stuff happen in the world.
The thing, if I gotta look at a woman though, you know, I like to see some curves and some assets because I don't like little girls. You know, I'm not one of those people. Yeah, a woman's got to at least have some curves and stuff to her. You know.
So binders, top surgery, hearing aids, and glucose monitors.
Hearing aids?
It reminds me of, it reminds me of
do you have eye patches?
When they did the thing in Will Trent about the lady who's like complaining about how she's got diabetes and she's got to do like the needle pricks on her finger, and they're like talking about like she's overcoming some great injustice in the world.
Yeah.
Are you talking crap about diabetics right now, though?
I'm talking crap about making it seem
because I'll have you know, my grandma's diabetic, and she's a very brave woman.
I bet.
Okay, she's stunning as well.
Look, if I had to live through that pain daily of cutting my finger open to get the blood out, you know, and constantly bleeding and being in pain.
The point is it's not cool as a storyline for a movie or TV show.
But it is, though.
Instead,
no, it is
they
not.
should
but
be
it is,
oppressed
though.
for being gay.
Yes, exactly.
That's way more creative.
That's way more creative, in my humble opinion. All right, let's get a couple super chats, and then we got a couple things at the end.
All right, Luis Aguilar said, "Kumbi, you're scaring the girls." There's only one.
There's only one.
I think he was insulting me.
You're scaring the hoes that are in the chat as well.
Diabetes, take the wheel.
Where are they at? If they in the chat though, follow me on at RealBGCumby on Instagram. Send me a DM.
Slide into the DMs.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
X said, "Careful with your words, Brett. When I came in today, first thing I heard was Mary loves Goblin." Thanks
I pointed
for
that out.
One,
I pointed that out, and y'all ignored me and moved on. I said Goblin. Mary's Goblin. What now?
No. SW Mathis said, "When you say 4chan, it all came back to me. I saw your video a long time ago about the 9gag army being mad about 4chan stealing memes. You're alive."
Yeah, I'm still alive.
They forgot about you.
I get comments like that all the time where people have just forgotten about me. I'm easily forgettable.
Does that make
people
you
think I die.
Caper2X says the woman in Will Trent is afraid of needles, Brett. I don't care. It's still stupid. It's still done in a way where she's like, she thinks that she's going to be judged by her colleagues because she has diabetes. The idea is that Will Trent in the show is a very gifted detective who's got dyslexia, which I can understand you wanting to hide from your colleagues. It might make people think that you can't do your job. The idea that people would think that she couldn't do her job because she's got diabetes is stupid.
That's true.
Just my personal opinion.
Corey Anderson said, Mary, as a lady in the internet, are you worried some weirdo might make a deep fake of you? I hope that doesn't happen.
Let's hope.
Let's not Streisand it, though. X said, way ahead of you on imagining that, buddy. Imagining what?
Is he talking?
The deep fakes.
Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg.
Joshua French said, sorry, correction. Gen X is 1965 to 1980.
So,
Got
yeah,
it.
no, I thought it was 79. I thought the cutoff was 79.
I don't know.
Because my brother was born in 79.
It's disputed.
At the end of the day, it's all just semantics, and the truth doesn't exist anymore. Objectivity's
There
dead.
we go, yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Objectivism.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
X said, Mary has exactly the South Park smile shape.
I like how
It's
people are
just
going to...
a semicircle. It's just an exact semicircle.
She's got a very circular face.
People are also going to leave this conversation today thinking that I actually believe in like subjective, like that I don't believe in objective truth. And it's going to be hilarious. That
That's what I'm getting from this.
Fapo said, if there was a Bachelor show, Timcast edition, who would be the Bachelor? I think maybe Luke. Brett would have to be excluded because he's the best looking. I think it should be...
Luke's not technically here.
Luke's not here anymore.
Who would it be? That's a good question. Like, there's a lot of married people at Timcast, so it's like it's not really as much of an option.
A lot of married people.
It has to be a man, right?
Get it?
How about Serge?
It's a pun.
After he goes bald, the ladies are not going to be able to resist.
It could be Serge. I'm trying. Who else could it be? Let's figure out one more person. They're kind of
Serge or Kellen.
Yeah.
Right?
Serge has kind of got more of the bad boy vibe, so we'll go with Serge.
Does he have a bad boy vibe?
Serge
Women love bad boys.
He plays music, so therefore he's you know. We'll go with Serge.
Okay.
We'll go with Kellen can be in season 2.
Okay. Exile Phantom said BG Kumbi erotic espionage time travel fanfic.
Let's go.
Is this real?
Write it.
We need it. We need it written.
Think it, dream it, do it, write it. Film it. Let's do it.
Philip Allen McCracken said, you are not a 90s kid, straight cap.
He's talking to you. You're not a 90s kid.
But I am, though.
No.
You only have
Prove
3
I'm not.
years in
You're
the
not
90s.
a 90s kid if you
In
were...
fact, less than that because you were born in later in the year, right?
He's just mad that I was conscious at that age and he wasn't, and he's still an NPC.
What?
He's an non-player character.
He's an NPC.
Sorry, my programming hasn't caught up.
Oh, you didn't get the software update?
Yeah, I haven't got the software update yet.
Bobcat said, Jolt Cola, the official soda of the elite hacker.
Look, the better would be Vault, which was just a generic of Surge. And Jolt had their own generic, which was Cocaine. That's the one I mentioned the other day. There was an actual soda named Cocaine.
That's sick.
Incredible.
Goofer Trooper said, let's go.
Yep.
Porco Rosso Forever said, Brett enters the room to find Lauren staring up at him intensely. Brett, if this marriage is going to work, you need to focus more time on me and less time blading. Come on, let's watch Coyote Ugly.
I mean, I was skeptical until the Coyote Ugly part at the end there. Let's go. I'm with it. Also, I think somebody sent, it might have been Porco Rosso Forever, or it might have been Potatoes for Chimps, sent me like a gif of Lauren Boebert like dancing the other day. This is getting out of hand.
Was it a deep fake of her?
Was it?
It was, no, it was not.
He wouldn't admit it
It's
if
like
it
it was like a joke that became more than it needed to be.
Okay. We believe you. Isaac Martinez said, I'll rather eat fugu pufferfish than pink sauce.
Is that the one that's like highly toxic if it's prepared wrong?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is.
Like if it's not prepared properly, like
well,
you have to have a license.
If it's
to
not
prepare
toxic, I would try it.
See, that's the government. That's the state getting involved,
Yeah.
doing everything
you should be able
right.
to poison people.
No. Today, I'm for some reason today I've been overcome with the desire for the state to regulate everything. We need them to make sure that no food can be prepared.
You're
without their
finally
saying.
coming around.
Yeah. I'm hoping
so
that
happy you've grown.
if possible, the government could regulate every. I'm glad. I heard that they're taking away gas stoves. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Electric stoves only. So that's good.
Philip Allen McCracken said, "Wait, who are you?" Speaking to our guest, maybe.
Who are you? If you were to sell yourself to all these people, pitch yourself to these people.
I mean, I would call myself the philosopher of comedy, and I've been toiling away in obscurity for 10 plus years, making these YouTube videos and doing these sketches and skets and coming out to stuff like this to get my name out there. And
you really are a Zoomer if like you've been a YouTuber for like before you were an adult.
Yeah. I've been a YouTuber since 2009.
Like forever. You're absolutely a Zoomer. Also,
don't need to wait until you grow up to be.
What is your deepest, most philosophical comedic take?
What is your philosophy of comedy?
Oh God,
y'all
are really putting me on the spot.
That's what happens, man. We ask the tough questions.
I'm just gonna say something generic, like never give up on your dreams.
Oh,
no,
deep.
Really, no,
Whoa.
really,
That's deep.
It is deep at the end of the day because that's me. I've been failing upwards this whole time.
Well, I don't know what that's like.
And it doesn't matter if you have a dream, go after it.
Go off, King.
Always shoot for the moon, so that way even if you fall, you end up with the stars. Is that one?
My deepest philosophical comedic take was that Ghostbusters really was funny.
The 2016 one.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
We're in agreement.
That's freaking deep.
We're in agreement.
40 chests.
It was so good.
1,000 Foot Deep End said, "My first chat was supposed to say Happy Friday."
Happy Friday.
Oh, okay. Johnny Beck sent us the thumbs up.
And do one more and then we'll move on.
All right. Clay Moore said, "Music to check out. High Ren, demonetization removed."
Okay.
What?
We'll have to check it out.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means either.
Meaning that the channel is deep, that is no longer demonetized.
Okay.
All right, let's move on, guys. We got a couple here at the end. So if you guys remember, not that long ago, there was bath water being sold. There was what else has been sold besides bath water?
lady.
Who else sold somebody? What was her name? Sold bath water?
Belle Delphine.
Belle Delphine sold bath water.
Farts. Used underwear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. So then now, a thing of spit is being sold.
It was a tub full of spit.
See, I see tub and I think that's disgusting.
I haven't heard of this girl, but her name's Elle Brooke, and she is part-time OnlyFans model, part-time boxer.
That's kind of a dope.
I think she should graduate into just being a boxer.
There's a world heavyweight female boxer that's got an OnlyFans, Ebony Bridges. She's like she has this thing where every time she does her weigh-in, she weighs it like the other person weighs in their like trunks, and she always does her weigh-in lingerie.
Ebony Brooks?
Ebony Bridges. Or Bridger or Bridges?
This is Elle Brooke. She sold a tub of her own spit to one of her fans for 200 pounds. I don't know what that translates to in our dollars, but yeah, she talked about this in an interview with something called The Taboo Room. They asked her a bunch of things about her life. Honestly, don't watch the video. It's kind of sad because she talks about like...
I'm showing people a picture so so they're not just left wondering what she looked like. Would you buy her spit for 200?
She
said 200 right there, dude. You can afford it.
She said she's also done like custom videos where she pretends to be a dog. She like barks like a dog, and other things that I can't repeat on the show. But it was kind of sad because she talked about like being a victim of things in her childhood. Yeah. It was just like
it's
yikes.
Corn addictions. Corn addictions are fueling this sick crap. People get more and more into corn, and they gotta, whack off.
Is that corn with a C or is that corn the band with a K?
Freakier things.
Both.
If you listen to too much corn,
is that the deep take here? It's like it's corn with a C or corn with a K. You decide. Mm-hmm. Could be either.
Yeah. So, I was just wondering, like, when is Brett gonna start selling his sweat?
Look, I don't sweat enough on this show. I'll start selling like hair that comes out of my hat one day.
Are you a sweaty dude?
No.
Yeah, I personally never sweat either.
Ever?
It's like some kind of genetic deformity. I just don't sweat.
At least I shouldn't say that. Like if I'm skating, I sweat, but I'm not going to sell my sweat. I'll sell my hair.
You're above that?
I'm above that.
I feel like a jar of spit is worth more than $200. That's a lot.
Yeah, she's underselling herself there.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't seem very good. Also, I think the bath water is better because it's easier to make. Like it's easier to sell bath water than it is to sell spit.
Yeah, you can make that by the gallon.
I think that was fake. Do you think she just used tap water?
Well, what's the difference? Just fill the tub up multiple times.
She doesn't have to get in it, though.
Just get in the tub, get in it, use the loofah, get all the skin cells, the dead skin in there.
She doesn't have to do that, though, because no one would ever
shower,
find out.
She doesn't clean herself enough to literally monetize her cleaning cycle?
Well, there was a YouTuber named Vito who actually drank the bathwater, and he said it tasted fine. It tasted like she had actually been in it.
What does that, how does he know what that tastes like?
What does that even mean?
What does that even mean?
I don't know. Maybe he drinks a lot of girls' bathwater.
What is his channel called?
He's like on my list of all the women whose bathwater I've purchased. This is the most realistic.
His name's Vito.
That's it.
I met him at VidCon a couple years ago. He's a funny guy.
Okay.
But yeah,
there's no way that you can really know it was bathwater.
What's very sinister about all this, though, is, not saying I would do this, but if I really wanted to and if I had the money, I would start stockpiling all this stuff with DNA in it. The bathwater, the spit, the used underwear, the farts. Stockpile it. And when the technology is there,
like a prepper?
Yeah, stockpile it. And when the technology is there, you start cloning these girls.
That's what I was saying.
Right,
she's sending out material to people who could clone her in the future.
Because you know what's better than AI deepfakes is your own personal clone slave.
I wonder if people on OnlyFans have like a request where you send a lock of your hair. Do you think that's a thing?
Oh, that's some witchcraft stuff.
Well, no, like what he's doing is like
people could do spells on you if you give them.
She's like like this. It would be funnier if one day she gets like a thing from Ancestry.com in the mail one day. Like the guy just turns it into Ancestry.com.
Yeah, and he literally could find out so much information about her.
Like that, like he just like it's like his way of threatening her. Like I know what you're
blackmailing her with her history of slave owning in her family, and then she has to pay reparations out of her OnlyFans fund.
Very likely true. That will
like Benedict Cumberbatch.
That scared me.
Oh goodness,
that's one on the microphone.
Don't hurt it. You said earlier you weren't going to hurt it.
I'm not going to hurt it. It just scared me.
It's okay.
All life is precious.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it out of here. You don't belong here.
Like this could absolutely lead to an army of robot thoughts one day. Thought bots.
You know what Thoughtbot is?
What?
Thoughtbot was it was a World of Warcraft database website.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It was called Thoughtbot.
What is it about?
What?
Do tell.
No, it was just called Thoughtbot. It was a World of Warcraft fan website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it was actually called Thoughtbot, but it was. Funny you mentioned that.
Yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't be giving my DNA out to random people.
I think that she should just go on to boxing and not OnlyFans. That would be a more interesting shtick.
Yeah, eventually. I mean,
that's what they all do it for anyway. You start an OnlyFans so that you can maneuver into something else later on.
Well, not nowadays. Nowadays, they use their regular career to maneuver into OnlyFans because
it's both ways.
You build your brand, like Mandy Rose at WWE built her brand at WWE, and now she makes like $500,000 or $1 million a month.
Or Bella Thorne
on these platforms because somebody else builds your reputation for you.
Well,
and before it used to be that they would build their reputation through porn and then use it to strike out on their own where they make all their money.
You mean corn?
Corn.
Yeah, corn.
Yeah, corn. Sorry.
Algorithm.
Well, we're into the segment already, so I guess it doesn't
I have to say, unrelated, but I'm thinking about this picture. It's just one of the worst outfits females can wear is a lingerie thing with jeans, like a lingerie top with just jeans.
I didn't see that.
I hate that.
Why do you hate that?
It just looks so stupid.
Why does it look stupid?
You don't think it's stupid?
I have literally no opinion on this.
You're literally wearing underwear with jeans.
Her pants are too light. I don't like light blue jeans. They're a problem.
Yeah.
Light blue jeans are a psyop.
In that video I mentioned the other day where the girl is like trying to get somebody to spot her at the gym and everyone's ignoring her because people are afraid of Me Too allegations.
Yep.
She's wearing leggings that look exactly like her skin tone.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yep.
Like, come on, dude.
I wonder what that was supposed to mean.
I wonder why no one wants to interact with you at the gym. That's a total mystery to me.
It's really funny. That's one's becoming like a huge topic of discussion now with people.
It is,
It's like a lot of people saying like, do women have what's coming to them for dressing that way at the gym, and then nobody wants to help them?
Well, other people were saying that they dress that way even if there were only other women there because it's like a status thing.
I mean, they're just lying. It's for attention. Like, it's not comfortable to wear a skin-tight outfit and work out in it, okay? My gym clothes is just like some shorts and a t-shirt. That's comfortable, not a skin-tight leotard. But I would work out in that if it gave me more attention.
Would you want gender segregated gyms?
Well, yeah. I mean, personally, I would go to a male-only gym, and they got to be full of bodybuilders, full of buff bodybuilders.
Why would you be allowed in then?
Because I'm a buff bodybuilder. You don't know.
I wasn't
I'm
able to
buff.
tell under the flannel.
I am buff for my weight class, Mary.
All right, okay.
So in the clip of the girl who gets stuck, was that her camera that was filming?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
she was filming herself on a tripod.
Yeah.
And she's asking people to go over and help her.
It's so funny. Okay, this is really funny too because like skating is one of those things, right? Where I used to go, like I still skate like a lot by myself, right? Like during the week, a lot of it is like your friends are just busy. Like you don't have time to go skate with people. So people, and it's a big thing, and it was a huge thing during COVID where a lot of people just go skate by themselves, and it's always uncomfortable when you're like filming yourself. Like I never had a problem with it, but it's like if you're somebody else, you're like, what the hell is that person doing?
I mean,
with,
I
like,
won't even take a selfie in public.
Yeah.
Generally.
So it's really funny to think that like you're at the gym and you're just other people are watching you film yourself. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Just weird to me.
At the gym, what's the point of it other than getting TikTok clout for these girls?
It's gym talk.
You're not checking your form. You already have a mirror.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't even think that mirrors are primarily there.
You got to get the different angles though. One mirror on the wall won't give you all the angles. You know,
that's why they're filming them.
I don't know. I find it dubious.
Yeah. And for this, it's like this was the natural outcome of something like this. Like you're filming yourself. The dude's like, I'm not getting involved in this. I'm staying as far away from this as possible.
Right.
But Mary, do you lift? Like, do you know the
No.
ins and outs of the gyms? Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't go. I don't like the idea of a shared space where everyone's sweaty and gross.
Yeah. But I'd
rather not. I know you would. Yeah.
I still haven't. I never use the gym here, but I have like the weights in my room and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, we do have the workout room here, but nobody uses it.
I have stuff in my room just for that purpose because I don't like working out in public spaces.
When Luke left, the workout room here was never used again.
Yeah, and I like it's really funny too because it's like. I asked my dad how expensive would it be to like ship my bench press and stuff like that, but it's because I just don't want to buy a new one and everything. But I'm not going to have it sent out here for that purpose. But filming yourself, also a lot of these they don't do the workouts at home. They always do it in public.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What ended up happening to that girl?
The girl in the second video, she eventually, after she was like asking people around, a woman came and helped her.
It is what it is. All right, guys, we got a couple things. Stephen, I don't even want to really talk about the Stephen Colbert thing that much. But
well, basically, Stephen Colbert announced that the Biden administration is about to end the COVID health emergency status in May, finally. And he gestured to his in-studio audience, who is still 100% masked up. I'm sure his staff are all masked up. Yet he and his guests on the show never have to wear masks.
It's the biggest.
It's a class thing.
It should be a huge like red flag to anyone who doesn't understand what's going on in the world. Whenever you see one of these gala events and all the celebrities are there like unmasked, and all of the plebs that are waiting on them all have to wear masks.
Right.
And it's the same thing in Hollywood, right? The actors don't have to wear masks, but everyone behind the camera has to wear masks.
Yeah, and if you look at the audience in this Stephen Colbert clip, ain't a single black person there. There are 0 black folk in this audience.
So he's
That's
racist.
so true, actually.
So he's racist.
And you know, Stephen Colbert, he just kind of looks like the type of guy that would have some bad breath. You know, imagine him standing in front of you spewing the air particles at you. Right. He looks like he's got bad breath, you know.
So, but beyond this, I wanted to reference this article that I thought was quite interesting. It says... unattractive people are more likely to wear masks even though COVID pandemic is over, per a new study. I want to push back on this one a little bit, guys, because this is something that was really funny because I was talking to someone about this in early days when I worked here. I'm like, look, my ugly ass didn't wear a mask once during COVID.
Oh my gosh, self-perceived facial attractiveness reduces mask wearing intention, says the study.
So yeah, I was like, even my ugly ass knew that I didn't need to wear a mask. I'm not gonna fake it.
That's a sign of maturity.
I'm not gonna fake it.
A sign of maturity is when you realize that you're ugly.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've realized
for
it.
sure, dude.
I've realized it the past year.
They demonstrated individuals with high self-perceived attractiveness were less willing to wear a mask due to weaker endorsement of the belief that mask wearing enhances their perceived attractiveness.
Dude, I'm with Busted Cap. He says I'm ugly AF and I didn't wear a mask with people yelling at me.
Represent.
Bro, you and me all day. Every day going to the store, people saying, put your mask on. And I'm like, look, you can't make
It's
me
also
mug
like impossible to wear the mask and glasses at the same time.
That was really the selling the hardest part for me is just because I wear glasses,
Right.
Yeah.
so they fog up.
It really
immediately.
hurts your ears.
It's so like
painful.
there's a great picture where it's like somebody's got the headphones that go over their ears. They got glasses on. They got a mask on. They said like in 20 years, all our ears are going to be like droopy from everything that we have to put over them these days. But look, I didn't wear a mask unless I was in a store, and I was never outside in a mask. I didn't care that I was ugly, and you can't make me.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
And I'm ugly and I'm proud, and you can't make me cover up. But there was people talking about it even back then that were saying like man, it's so hard dating right now because like you meet somebody and then like they take that mask off and you're like
You're
like-
not ugly, Mary.
I was just joking.
Better be.
All right.
Know your self-worth, queen.
Thanks.
So yeah, so the study basically says that.
Wow. 4 out of 10 Americans are still wearing a mask.
Do you think that actually is connected to people to a self-image issue? With celebrities,
it's not self-image. It's just like not wanting to interact with other people.
It's like people
If I
who
see
wear
someone
pajamas.
with a mask, I'm not going to talk to them.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like people who wear pajamas. It's not like people who wear pajamas.
There's a
out.
pandemic of people wearing their pajamas outside
That's
of the
the
house.
real pandemic.
That's the real pandemic.
People just put no effort into their appearance anymore. But I don't blame them because I put a lot of effort into my appearance and I'm still ugly. But then these people try to look ugly on purpose, you know?
It's the worst, man. Like I wear sweatpants every day, and then there's people out here who just good-looking people who just don't try.
Yeah, I don't. I wear khaki pants every single day, and you know I have the same outfit on every single day because I'm like a cartoon character. But yeah,
it's just what you're wearing right now.
Yeah, I wore this yesterday actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't take any pictures yesterday, but yeah, I had the same thing on yesterday.
Yeah, it's the mask thing is just really funny to me because at the store you'd see people yelling at you. I'm like, you're like, do you understand the courage to not wear a mask when you look like this?
Yep.
That's real courage.
I wore a mask because I wanted to save lives, and because Cernovich on Twitter actually told me to. Yeah, he told me to.
Oh, in like January 2020.
Yeah, he was the one saying wear a mask, so I wore it, Cernovich.
Dude,
and now I've got lung problems. Thanks, buddy.
Like double masked recently, like.
You still see it.
But no, here's the thing. Like, there are absolutely people that have like comorbidities and medical conditions that require them to wear masks. I'm never going to judge someone for that. I am, however, going to judge people still wearing them in their car by themselves.
I'm going to judge the Stephen Colbert audience.
Yes.
If you really believed that this was a danger to yourself, then you wouldn't be in the audience.
I mean, is that like a weird type of like fear of missing out? Like you're so scared you're still wearing the mask at the into 2023, but like you care enough to go to Stephen Colbert of all things.
Why isn't he wearing a mask when his guest comes on stage?
I have no idea.
They're close together. They're not social distancing.
Because they got like 4 vaccines and all the boosters. They're fine.
The people who scored themselves as attractive were less likely to say yes to these questions, while also indicating that wearing a mask doesn't make them look better. Well, yeah, if you look good already, how would wearing a mask make you look better? It could be worse. It could be that what did she wear in the Glass Onion? She had like the clear mask.
Oh yeah,
like the
but I think that they were
mask.
making fun of Lana Del Rey because she wore that rhinestone mask.
Yeah,
in
not as bad as
or something.
As Alyssa Milano, who crocheted a mask with holes in it that she wore in her car.
Yep.
And you're just like, room temperature IQ. I get it.
With the fluoride stare peeking out from over the mask.
She really does. She absolutely has that too, and it's a
There's
bummer.
no life behind those eyes.
She used to be smoking hot, and she just looks kind of lost all the time now. She looks like
Maybe she was killed and replaced with a clone.
She looks like she's waiting for
That's
her
what I was
NPC
gonna say.
update. She looks like she's waiting for her NPC update, like they're telling her what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was like waiting for her Ukraine update while she was wearing her mask and just didn't come in time. So Ukraine, like behind.
Yeah. Let's go to Super Chats.
Let's finish it up.
Creative Juice said, BG, that Project Pat fit, fresh as hell. Got any advice for us up-and-coming playas on snagging a shorty? You all get more tail than toilet paper. One
More
love.
tail than toilet paper. One love, brother. Yeah, what you got to do is you just got to be yourself. Be confident. Actually take a shower. No, I'm just kidding. That's boomer advice.
Don't shower.
Don't
Okay.
shower.
Yeah.
Don't be yourself. Be fake.
Look, you just got to bull up, all right? What you got to do is you got to look right into her eyes, all right, and start spitting some game. You know, like, what's your sign? You know? Ask her the questions. Get to know her. Women love to talk about themselves. So ask her questions about herself, all right, and she'll be into it, all right?
Women are
Listen to-
narcissists. They
yeah,
love that shit.
Exactly. Mary's telling you right now.
Just keep talking about them.
Yeah, you talk about them. You ask them questions. Never say anything
Tell
about
me about
yourself.
your email job.
Yeah, and you just agree with everything you say.
Girl,
Yeah.
tell me about your email job.
How was adult daycare today, Mary? Yeah.
What did you eat on your way into
That's
Google?
such a good one.
What did Google feed you for lunch today?
What did Tim feed you for lunch today?
Do y'all get lunch? I mean, it's 5 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet.
You haven't.
No.
What the hell?
Let's go out for dinner.
No comment on that. Last of my kind said, "Femme heroes are cool until I'm forced to like them."
Well, the problem is that they're telling you that you have to because they're women. They're not presenting you with an argument as to why you should like them because they're heroes. It should be a universally held ideal. The idea is...
I just think male heroes are just better in general.
The ideas, the concept of heroism shouldn't be limited by gender. It makes no sense to make the argument to... You're literally limiting your audience by doing that. Like when they sell... Like when the cigarette company sells you a cigarette... Or the beer company sells you a beer, they just sell it to everyone. They don't sell it to you based on... I guess beer companies used to definitely do a lot of like sexist marketing, probably.
Really?
Never mind. I'm wrong on that one. I take that one back. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of
wait.
male gays in.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, Brett, who are your female heroes?
Who? Maya
Maya
Angelou.
Angelou. Yes, I
Good
knew
one,
it.
good one.
Let's go. That's who. Yeah, Maya Angelou.
What about Angela
We're becoming
Davis?
the same person.
Maya Angelou
Thank
to
you.
Electric Boogaloo.
For crisis parties.
Why did you say Maya Angelou? That's not an inside
I don't
joke.
know.
That's not an inside joke.
It's not an inside joke, but I just knew that you would say it. We have ESPN or something.
ESPN.
Give me ESP?
No, like the Mean Girls reference.
I know. I got it.
Brett
Great
didn't
movie.
get it. Brent here didn't get it. Any other ones though? Any other female heroes that you have?
That I love? Rogue, Storm. But in general, look, Black Widow in the movies was great. All of the Catwomans, aside from Halle Berry, have been. That's not true.
Who are your female role models?
Oh, like actual human being role models.
Yeah.
That's put me on the spot.
Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou. I don't know. Oh, have you ever seen the there's a Chris Rock bit where they're talking about, he's like, that's the only thing they taught you about Black History Month. Martin Luther King. Who's your favorite hero? Martin Luther King. He's like, can you tell me the name of the woman who wouldn't give up her seat on a bus? He goes, ooh, that's hard. Martina Luther King. I'd have to think about it. Who are my female
Fair
heroes?
enough, yeah.
Okay, here, let me give the typical libertarian answer. Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand, yep.
There you go.
Beautiful.
What are your premises?
Beautiful woman.
Yeah, who is Jean Gall? Let's go.
Fapo said, female comic Angela Johnson. She has a bit about going to an Asian nail salon. She nails all the voices perfect. Funny AF. I did like that bit, and I've seen it multiple times.
Here, let me go back, by the way, to Lauren Boebert.
Lauren Boebert, for sure.
Yeah, there's a ton of them, right?
You okay?
You good there?
Yeah, I think I almost broke the chair.
Yeah, that arm has been...
My massive arms that Mary knows nothing about.
It's from going to the gym so much.
Yeah.
Right.
Not helping, you're too busy with yourself.
Bodybuilders only gym.
Yeah.
I mean, you see how wide I'm looking in this flannel?
Dustin was
work
right.
out.
Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
Look, Brittany Griner is a national hero. Look, she single-handedly...
Legend.
She single-handedly got us to do a trade with Russia, a totally fair trade with Russia, and... made the WNBA relevant for the first time in its 15-year history. That's heroic behavior right there. Heroic behavior.
Yeah, I mean, what was the guy's name that we freed?
Oh, the Victor Bout.
Victor Bout. I mean, have you seen pictures of this guy?
Yeah.
He looks like a real life Bond villain.
He does.
Like, he just looks cool.
Yep.
And the media wants to trick me into hating this guy.
The movie Lord of War is based on him.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
With Nick Cage. I
Yep.
mean, like, have you seen
Masterpiece.
how he looks cool and based?
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to hate this guy.
Like, who doesn't love Rush? Was he Russian? I don't remember if he's Russian. Was he Russian or Ukrainian or something like that?
He was Russian.
He's Russian. Like, who doesn't love Russians with huge mustaches?
Yeah, exactly.
Am I right?
Exactly.
Or even, I guess, how about a Russian without a mustache, like Ivan Drago? If he dies, he dies.
Ivan Drago, super soldier.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Very attractive man. He actually dated a black woman. Shout out.
You know that what's that actor's name? Dolph Lundgren. He's actually
Dolph Lundgren, yeah.
he's a super genius. He's got like he's got like a 1-something IQ, and
Someone said Sam Brinton,
I don't know who that is.
the one who like stole luggage.
Oh, the one from the Biden administration.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The bald one that dresses like is a squatter at a TJ Maxx.
Dolph Lundgren has like a degree in mechanical engineering or something like
he
that.
had like a master's degree.
Yeah. He's the actual genius.
Yeah, pure Bavarian phenotype, like just beautiful man.
All right, next. Oh, now somebody says luggage goblin. That's a
Luggage
new luggage goblin. Thank
Luggage
you,
goblin.
thank you,
He's
Jacob
like,
Edler.
I'll be taking that.
One for me and one for me.
Mox Normandy said Christina P. and Jessica Kirsten are actually funny female comedians. There's some out there that are real stand-up comedians, but none of them act.
I mean, the funny thing is like there's like women are funny in TV shows, but not in comedy roles. Like when you put them in dramedies where they have the ability to be in scenes that tend to be serious, but go towards levity in certain moments. That feels more real to me and less set up, and therefore it's easier for them to be funny.
The medium of stand-up can't be accomplished by females usually.
Well, a lot of these female comedians also rely on like vulgar humor a lot. And then they want to call out men for doing it as well. I don't find it funny for either gender, though.
Vulgar humor.
It's vulgar at the end of the day. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear that crap.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but usually I just think of that stuff as like it's like the easiest stuff for them to make.
Yeah. It's a very lowbrow form of humor.
Well, you've sometimes done that, right?
Like when? I've never done that.
Some of your videos, I would say.
So you have watched my videos.
Oh,
which ones are your favorite?
I don't remember the titles.
Oh, whatever. The titles are the most memorable bit.
I have watched some of your videos, and you do use vulgar humor sometimes.
How many have you watched?
You're being a hypocrite.
How many times did you watch
it? I don't know. Like, not most of them, but some of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Caper2X said, stink bugs are also called bombarder bugs for their tail stingers.
I didn't know that.
Must thank them for their service, Mary. I'd rather not. Alan McCracken said, haha, what, 3 years, kid? He still doesn't think you're a 90s kid. He thinks you're faking it.
All right. Ask him what he knows about Beetleborgs. Jinko jeans.
Jinko jeans, like, you know, they're like, they tried
Pocket
to come.
monsters.
Did you know that Jinko jeans is trying to come back as like a boutique brand? They're like $200.
Yeah, I have a friend that wears Jinko jeans every single day.
Who?
It's me and Rusty Cage's friend.
What's his name?
His name's Carson.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He wears Jinkos every single day.
There's a
shout out to Carson.
There's a blader named Air Dolphin 77 who does all his skating sketches in Jinko jeans. He has one where he literally takes an entire Super NES and puts it in his back pocket and like skates. Always like puts like soap shoes and an SNES in his back pocket and just skates away. It's incredible.
Nice.
Dumbledore, I don't want to read this. He's talking about corn and self-shucking.
I'll read it.
If you want to, go ahead.
Well, I can't actually see it.
Okay. We're moving on then. Potatoes for Seamus said, Brett, I want your toenails and hats so badly.
No, you don't.
Are the toenails going up on eBay tonight?
Look, I'll get like one of those little like
you use
jars
tissues and stuff.
Yeah, like that would be like, see, hey, that's the fanfic somebody has to write. Where like you're at work one day and you search yourself up online, like you like look around, you Google yourself, and you find out that somebody is selling like your used Kleenexes on eBay. and you're like, who the hell is it? And then you go on like a mystery adventure trying to figure out who at your work is stealing your Kleenexes to sell them on eBay.
It was me.
It was
the whole
me
time.
all along.
X said, DNA seen the Black Mirror Star Trek thing?
He's talking about the thing with the
yeah, that episode.
Yep.
The Last of My Kind said, Brett Sweat sounds like bearing oil or pre-workout. Brett Sweat.
I'm not selling any products. I'm selling no supplements yet. Someday.
You're not shilling anything?
You don't have a supplement plug
No
yet?
supplement
Oh,
plug
we got to
yet,
get you a
dude.
supplement
We gotta get
plug.
one, man.
We got to get you the Manscaped sponsorship, the established titles.
No, you have to get the Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow.
You are not
I've
a
been
channel.
wanting to do Raycon for Ray J.
Look, I actually want the Raid Shadow Legends one for the memes, for the lulz. Like, you have to have the Raid Shadow Legends ad. You have to.
Mark Reyes said, Mary unsheaths her totally awesome longsword while Brett draws his super kick-ass katana. They stare at each other, knowing only one of them will leave here alive. Cut to black. The end.
See, you don't need to show
Why would that
everything.
be the end?
Why? Well, because you leave it up to
also,
the audience.
women can't wield swords. They're too weak to hold them. You need like a dagger.
Mary's like, do I look like I go to the gym? I can't hold this sword up.
Hit a little flex floors. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, I can't.
Hold
There it
on.
is.
There we go. Full screen.
I see some muscle there. We can work with that.
Bobcat said, it's hard to date while working in Silicon Valley. You ask a girl out that looks like Mary, and after 2 drinks, she becomes James O'Keefe.
Yeah. The best is the one that's like, you don't work for Project Veritas, do you? No. Well, we're building this evil lair at the bottom of a volcano. Like, it's every time. It's like, and why is it always on the first date? Like, they don't wait till date 3.
They're also like, and you don't want to take any look at my hard drives because there's some illegal stuff on there.
You do not want to, whatever.
I don't think I could make it at Project Veritas.
Because you'd start yelling at them.
Yeah.
Like,
or just start making fun of them.
Mary would be too based and would get in trouble.
Caper2X said, Leroy Jenkins, have a great weekend, PCC crew.
Leroy Jenkins.
SO said, I just noticed, wait, what?
Mary's stellar nails.
Oh, I thought it said May. Stellar nails, pricey upkeep, my GF says. Brett, your wicked denticles may have to alternate weekly with Mary's nails for my super chats.
These
aren't that bad.
Those look, yeah, those
are 30 month.
That's that's one of those things. It's like I have a friend who, whenever she's getting her nails done, she sends me like the pictures of like the different things that they do, and I look at all the detail. I'm like, how long does it take to sit and do that?
That's like I thought that was a vibe before, but then I gave up on it because I feel like that's something. It just it gives off too much effort. You know?
You're like, I don't want to look like I'm trying.
Yeah, and also like my real expense is my hair because I be bleaching that every month.
Is that bad for your hair long term?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
What's gonna happen?
Nothing.
Just thin out.
You're gonna be bald one day.
Nothing is gonna happen.
You're gonna be 20.
I only
you're
bleach
gonna be 22
new
forever.
Stuff. I only bleached this up here.
You're gonna be new. You're gonna be young forever. Nothing's ever gonna change.
I'm never gonna get fat.
You're never gonna get fat. You're never gonna.
No, I'm serious about that one.
Yeah.
I'm serious about that one. The Kino Corner said Lena Dunham, Amy Schumer, 2 of my faves.
Love them. They're so good.
Yes.
He's got good taste.
Living legends. The Last of My Kind said, boys, you have hero in your blood, and ma'am, you have heroin in your veins. One of the best lines of Futurama, Hawk Girl in Justice League, #female
I think this weekend, what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch old episodes of Justice League Unlimited because of how bad DC's announcements went this week. Like, you have to remind yourself sometimes that there's always the old stuff.
Well, the announcements, we didn't think we didn't say like bad things about them. It's just like do it and shut up about it.
I think I got kind of overly like black-pilled by like Razorfist's video because he's right. Like he's like it's underwhelming, and it's insane that through the entirety of the last 25 years or 20 years of like superhero like overabundance, DC has only managed to do it right like a couple of times. Like outside, and he's talking outside of like the Nolan trilogy and like a couple of the other movies. Most of them have been objectively, they struggle to get both financial and critical success at the same time.
Yeah, the Joker and the Batman were just Kino.
You like the Elseworld stuff?
The ones that came out recently?
I'm not a fan of the Batman. I like Joker. The Batman was, I didn't like the Batman. But
he was like the only person.
I liked Shazam. I liked Snyder's 4-hour Justice League movie, but I'm never going to watch it again because it's so damn long. Yeah. I enjoyed the extended cut of Batman vs. Superman, but they're not great movies. I'm just saying that at a time when Marvel was making nothing but, oh yeah, look how funny our superheroes were, I appreciated somebody that took stuff seriously. Yeah. But they weren't objectively great movies. I thought Shazam was fine. I thought Aquaman was fine. But the Nolan trilogy is really just the Nolan first 2 movies, and the third one isn't really all that good.
T-Bone asked BG Kumbi who he likes more, Marvel or DC.
Well, unironically, when it comes to the movies, Marvel. But when it comes to the cartoons, DC.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
What
Teen
Marvel
Titans.
Movies did you like?
Which ones did I like?
Yeah.
Honestly, I like the Doctor Strange ones the best.
Tim loves
just because it's a little different from the rest of them.
Tim loves Doctor Strange. I think he thinks that's the best out of all of them. Winter Soldier is the best. I think is as far as a film goes, not speaking as like from like subjective standards, but objectively, I feel like Captain America: Winter Soldier is the best movie that they made.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I just like to see any movie where it's just 2 big, buff, roided out dudes, beating each other up,
beat the crap out of each other.
That's why I was so into wrestling when I was little.
I still love wrestling.
Just like to see 2 big, buff, roided up freaks.
Is that why you like it, Brett?
That's why, dude. That's why I like it. Like, well, I like it because wrestling is one of those things that's misunderstood. Like people, like there's still people with room temperature IQs that don't understand that people just like different things, that go into comment sections like, you know, they're not. It's not real.
It is real. It is real though.
You know that's not. I'm like, as like being predetermined isn't the same thing as not being real. They still do a bunch of super dangerous stuff.
It's real.
It's of course.
100% real.
Of course.
Rhaegar Targaryen said, oh no, he invoked Raid Shadow Legends. Now I'm going to see 80 Raid Shadow Legends commercials for the next hour, and probably Hero Wars too, which I really hate. At least the guest was cool.
Sorry, Rhaegar.
Thanks
See,
for that.
I like you.
Thanks for that.
Caper2X said, and Mary, that's how you shout Leroy Jenkins. I'm not going to shout it every time.
Leroy Jenkins!
Thank you. Mark Reyes said, my intention with the ending is that I gave up halfway through. Also, in my universe, you work out.
So, yes.
Oh,
he's thinking of you.
Jacked Mary.
So
he's thinking
muscles.
about you.
So, like, Mary could, one day she'll have Mary Fit. It'll be her influencer channel.
I'll have an ancestral diet for you to follow.
It'll be called Ghost Fit. Ghost.
What would my plan be? What would my diet plan be?
Boba, and
like,
Boba and Pump.
Here's it would just be like coffee and seltzer water
and tons of toxic videos about meal planning and this is what I eat in a day.
I think we need more like anorexic fitness influencers.
Like Eugenia Cooney.
No, I'm kidding. Lane sent us a thumbs up.
Thank you, Lane.
Rhaegar Targaryen said, the Batman doesn't age well. To start, that's not really the Riddler. He's just named after the character, but he's nothing like him.
Look, Batman Forever is incredible.
But that's the problem with these fans of comic books. They just want to see the same crap over and over on the screen. The Batman did something original, and this guy's complaining about it.
The Batman.
It was a good movie. It was Kino, dang it.
The Riddler is somehow started a cult of personality with 500 followers. Do you know what the hit rate on that is? To start a death cult with only 500 followers and find like 7 to 10 that are willing to like do evil stuff for you. That's pretty good.
I related a lot to that part of the movie because my fans are like a cult following. It's not the biggest. I'm not the biggest name out there.
But they will take out the Batman for you.
I got a cult following. They will go to the ends of the earth for me.
But they won't make fanfic about you?
Well, now that I've put the word out that I want them to, that I want people to live out their BG Kumbi fantasies, I'm sure we're going to start seeing them.
The next one they're going to do is BG Kumbi as the Batman taking on the Riddler, played by Belle Delphine.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I would love to beat up an e-girl. That's why I'm trying to get into this YouTube.
I feel unsafe now.
I'm trying to get into this YouTube boxing stuff. I would never harm you, Mary.
Okay.
Not physically or emotionally or any of that, you know.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Thousand Island Supreme said, Kumbi, who's your favorite Sigma male that you emulate?
Oh, well, that's an easy one. Ryan Gosling. I'm his cousin. I love my Uncle Ryan. Yeah.
Do you see him at the family reunion?
People are talking about him for the DC Batman.
Oh, no, I'm talking about him because of the Barbie movie. I can't wait to see that thing.
See, it's not just for girls.
And what's crazy is the Oppenheimer movie is also dropping on the same day as Barbie.
She's going to Barbie. I'm going to
We're going to have a
Oppenheimer.
struggle because we have to review both, right?
I still think what we do is
Joint
review.
review.
I review Oppenheimer and you review Barbie, and we'll call it the Oppen Barbie review.
Do you need a +1 to go with you to the movies to see Barbie?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Oh, wow. Are you serious right now?
Oh, hey, man, you can come with me to Oppenheimer.
But I want to see Barbie. I'm going to go anyway. I guess I'm just going to have to sit behind her, in front of her or something. I don't know.
You want to go in front. If you're behind her, it's probably more noticeable. She'll look behind and see you.
Yeah, she won't pay attention.
I at least need help smuggling food and drinks into the theater.
Oh, yes, guys.
Dude,
okay,
last night I got in trouble.
Wait, if I'm there, she's not going to pay attention to the movie. She's going to keep looking back at me, you know?
Well,
who's that Sigma male in the corner over there?
That Sigma
male. So we went and saw Knock at the Cabin last night, and I kid you not, Mary gets stopped halfway into the theater because she, with
by some
not
busybody manager,
an ounce of shame on her, she doesn't just bring in like a drink. She's got like an entire buffet.
I have a sack.
She's got a satchel of food. A plastic satchel of food that she's bringing into the theater, and the guy's like, "You can't do that."
He was being a
she goes,
busybody,
"Are you
and
the
you
manager?"
know it. I've never gotten pushback before at that theater, but he decided to be a busybody and bother me about it. And I was like, look, no one's ever said anything before. Why are you bothering me?
Which is hilarious too, because you're just like you're basically admitting that you do it all the time. That was my favorite part.
Yeah. Well, then I was like, it's not food.
You keep saying busybody.
Wait, what?
No, go ahead.
What did you tell him it was?
I was like,
makeup.
I didn't say what it was. I was just like, it's not food. And then he was just like, he didn't know what to say. He was like frozen.
Well, what is he like? What is he supposed to say?
What are you gonna do? Like call the cops on me?
So what she does, ladies and gentlemen, she does what every industrious young woman does in this situation. She goes outside and gets a gigantic purse and then smuggles it in like a Colombian drug lord in her purse.
I was like, oh, I'll put it back, and then I walked around the corner and just stuffed all of it in my purse and walked in.
Oh, wait, I thought you like left your purse in your car.
No.
And then went out and got your purse. You had
both.
That's amazing.
Which I should have done in the first
by the way,
place,
not to mention, guys, she didn't just get food, but she got the loudest food you could possibly get in the entire world. It's like it's like the loudest plastic container that she's like opening it and it echoes in the theater, and I'm like looking around. I was like, how is nobody looking at us right now? And so she's opening it, crack, crack, crack. I cough. So I'm like, open it, and I'm like coughing to try to like run cover for her, and she's just. It was the loudest thing ever.
It was taking so long just to open it. It was some sushi.
And then she's drinking. What were you drinking? Boba.
I was drinking boba.
And it's just the loud. Like.
I'm a menace to society.
The food did not bother me. The boba, I'm like, really?
Also, like, when I took my chopsticks apart, you could just hear that sound for miles. It was like a nuclear explosion.
She opens the
paper
around it. Rip. Crack. And then she's slurping on boba as if there's not a soul in the theater but her. And even I got annoyed.
You were sitting next to me, so you heard it more.
Yeah, I'm like listening to her drink the boba, and I'm like, really, really.
Then you still fell asleep during the movie. So
for 5 minutes, I fell asleep for 5 minutes.
All right, we've got some more super chats now. Alejandro Reyes said, "Beating ethos is an amazing dream."
I thought that was an amazing thing to say. That's gonna.
We're not inciting violence.
We're not.
I am.
We're not.
Last of My Kind said, Sonic is proof if you listen to fans, you make money.
Yep, and I loved the Sonic movie. It was really, really good.
Yep.
Also, we're getting very close to a 5th Crisis Party.
Awesome.
5? You know, yesterday we got 10 and now...
No, we got 11.
We got 11 and Surge is going to shave his head.
Well, I'm just not as popular. Sorry, I couldn't get you 11.
Do you want to... Well, the thing is, like, now, like, it's like...
Our record is 27.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
jeez.
Yeah.
We're not going to beat that anytime soon.
No,
Yeah.
that was on episode 200.
Maybe 300. 300 is on Thursday next week.
You're going to have to get a bigger guess for that.
Yeah.
It's but no, it wasn't because you're not popular. It's because Surge is going to shave his head.
Yeah, if you don't promise to harm yourself in some way, they're not going to give you money.
When we got 20, I dyed my hair blonde.
Nice.
I had that for a long time.
Blondes are better.
Right,
Mary?
I disagreed at first, but then I went to like a doctor's appointment and like 2 like attractive nurses were like, "Oh my god, I love your hair." I'm like, "Holy crap!
Yeah.
Let's go."
Yeah.
Might have to do that again. Maybe I'll do that again now that my hair is growing back out.
Yeah.
The
ladies swarmed you with compliments.
Perhaps when we get to, now that 300 is coming, maybe I'll dye my hair blonde again. Maybe. I have to think about it.
Rhaegar Targaryen said Mary went into the theater looking like the Hamburglar, trying to sneak in meals.
She snuck in like an entire buffet. Andrew had his own food. I at least had the good courtesy to buy the food there. And then, like...
No, their food is overpriced and it's crappy. So I'm not going to do that.
Look,
I don't want a fountain drink.
The macaroni and cheese bites are average. I'll admit that. The hot dog's pretty good. And I'm
it's like $12 for a hot dog.
It's the fat tax.
You like goblin glizzies?
I don't even know what that is.
No. It's a Zoomer thing.
Must be. But it was the food's good. I haven't tried the flatbread pizza though. I've heard the flatbread pizza is pretty good too.
No, just sneak one in. Alejandro
Sneak
Reyes.
in a flatbread
I think
pizza?
I just like getting away with things. Maybe that's
it's a sign of your degeneracy.
Oh wow.
Your delinquency, Mary.
Alejandro Reyes said, "You are simply a gem, Mary." See, they love me for it.
Because you sneak food in. Look, this theater one day, guys, is going to go out of business, and Mary's going to be like, "What happened? We can't go to the theater anymore."
It's going to be single-handedly my fault.
It's going to be your fault that theater went out of business.
So what? Michael Leo said, "Me and my buddies smuggled an entire gallon of Arizona iced tea with cups for the premiere of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 3.
Look, also like one of my favorite memories was like when we went to the Dark Knight premiere. Like 4 separate people thought that they were the only one to sneak in. We went like a group of 10 people, and 4 separate people thought that they were the only ones sneaking in alcohol. And by the time we were done, nobody could drive. We had to wait like 5 hours because we were just done.
You forgot to pick a designated driver.
There was no that was before I got sober. Like before I got sober.
Someone said Mary sits down in the theater and breaks out a toaster oven and French bread pizzas.
Basically, like it was so like it was the plastic container was one thing. It was when you broke the chopsticks, I could not stop laughing. It was like, because it's like, it's something you can't predict.
Right.
You're like, you even looked at it. You looked at the chopsticks and you're like, oh crap. Like they're going to make a sound.
Yeah. I felt like I was going to get caught, but they didn't catch me.
And that was the thing. I was like, I felt like we should all hold up our jackets to like block you.
You're just drawing more attention.
Cause we were like by the exit.
Yeah. Which is where you like to be.
Yes, I only see. I get the aisle
you.
seat. I get the aisle seat.
Kino Corner said, "Forget women, Kumbi. Come see Barbie with me."
I guess I'm gonna have to.
Wow. Corey Anderson said, "This story makes me love Mary even more." See?
It says that we're over. It says we're at 5. It says we're at the 5th one, but it hasn't gone yet.
Oh.
It says we're at 18 cents over. Maybe it's like
hasn't updated it.
Waiting
yet.
for that extra $1.
No, it's being a thing.
That's weird. Caper2X said, "Mary, you're our warped heroine."
Yes, you are.
Alejandro Reyes said, "Don't know, flannel guy, but he seems chill, I guess."
Thank you.
It's a very measured take.
You are very chill.
Thousand
you're very, very chill.
Yeah.
Almost disturbingly.
I'm cold as ice.
Wilson, what do you think about that? Wilson has nothing to say.
No, he agreed.
No takes so far. Oh,
Wilson thinks I'm cool, or else he wouldn't have been with me this whole time. You know, he's been there since the beginning. Mm-hmm. He truly believes in the message that I'm sending.
What's your message?
It's just like my comedy as a whole. Like he believes in my dream. Like he wants my dream as much as I do.
I love that.
Yeah, he's like I'm like Griffith, and he's like Casca. If you've ever seen Berserk.
I haven't.
Okay.
I'm gonna donate this last $1. I'm actually gonna do it. I gotta find the stream.
Nah, someone else is gonna do
I
it.
gotta
I'm
do it.
sure.
Self-funded.
And Thousand Island Supreme said, "Have you ever listened to the song Thought Destroyer?" I've never even heard of this song. Have you?
Wait, who's it by again?
I don't know. Thought Destroyer.
Oh, there it reset.
Alejandro Reyes sent us a party test.
Party test.
See if a fifth party is going to go off.
It will.
And it could be at any time in the next few minutes.
Nope, it will not.
And Caper2X also sent us $1 to get that fifth crisis party. Thank you.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Oh!
Surge. And that's the last that we're going to hear of this crisis sound. I'm very happy. Until next week, which I'm sure is going to be even worse.
I set that one off manually so we could actually.
And Yesh sent us $1. Thank you.
I sent that one off. I set that one off manually, so it's possible that the other one could go off before we're done.
Oh,
so,
crap.
Sorry. All right, guys, thank you so much. I was gonna say call you BG, but you said call you Kumbi.
You can call me BG or Kumbi. It don't matter.
Let everyone know where they can find you, man.
Yeah. Wait. Is this my chance to plug stuff?
Dude, you can plug whatever you want now.
You can spend as long as you would like.
All right, cool. I'm gonna take y'all up on that. All right, BG Kumbi, please follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, at BG Kumbi. I'd like to shout out one of my best friends. He's like the Yoda to me, Luke Skywalker. It's Glockenstork. You can find him on TikTok and Twitter at Glockenstork. Let me see how to spell that real quick. I'm stalling for time.
Wilson is not a fan of the stalling.
GLOCKENSCHTORK. That's Glockenstork. Follow him. Shout out. Wait, what's another one? Shout out my friend Playground. He's a cool guy.
What about Wilson?
Shout out to Wilson. I want to plug Thousand Island Supreme on YouTube. They're funny.
Someone said Wilson and Mary, True Love.
Trans rights. I want to shout out Sam Hyde. He's a good guy. He just gets a bad rap. I got his merch right here. Amazing. Epstein didn't hang himself.
My brother has that shirt.
Also, but did he get it from Sam Hyde himself?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
He did.
Oh, okay, whatever. Guess I'm not special. Want to plug my merch as well?
I like this. I like pink.
Incel, internet celebrity, what it's supposed to stand for. You can find that in my Teespring.
All right.
What else should I plug? Shout out my mom and dad.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not enough people shouting out their parents here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not enough love for the family.
They wouldn't have procreated. I wouldn't have been here, and hopefully made a couple people laugh today.
You did.
All right, Mary, shout everyone out.
We've got a couple super chats left. Evan Perry said, "Seabert, we got you."
Thank you.
And Potatoes for Seamus said, "Have fun on your date, Mary." I don't know what you're talking
with Wilson.
about, Potatoes.
With Wilson.
Has Wilson asked? I didn't hear him ask.
I think yes.
Oh, so you'd say yes to Wilson.
No comment. Anyway, you can find pictures of me on Instagram at Mary Archived, and you can send me hate on Twitter. That is also Mary Archived.
Wait, I thought that you didn't want to do the whole social media thing, though. You talked about that earlier.
Wait, what?
You said you didn't.
What social media?
You said you didn't want the attention on social media.
I didn't say that. I said when I got here, I became more busy and I just stopped tweeting and posting.
But that's a lie because you went from private to public. I'm calling you out.
It took me many months to get around to doing that.
And now you're posting pictures every day. The
She
attention's
does not
getting
post
to her.
pictures every
Not
day.
The attention's getting to her.
She posts very little. I post
posted
more than
once in October and then once recently.
I'm more of an internet whore.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Clip that,
there you go. Clip that, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to follow me, like I just said, Instagram and Twitter at Brett Dasovic for the show Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. If you would prefer to listen rather than watch. We are also on social media with the show. Twitter at popculture_show. Facebook and TikTok at Pop Culture Crisis. Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. We'll be back with another episode on Monday. Mary, there's one more before we go.
Thousand Island Supreme said, "Thought Destroyer is on my channel."
And
okay.
Perfect.
We'll look into it.
We will see.
Hey, thanks for having me out here, though, for real.
No, man, thank you.
Shout out Pop Culture Crisis and the whole Timcast crew.
Perfect. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.